All right, so now we have a podcast to keep me entertained while I do 18 hours of chaos dungeons. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Bajheera, first and foremost, thank you so much for joining me today on my podcast show. Honored to have you here. I got to ask you one question out the gate. Am I saying your name correctly?
Bajheera? Yeah, I think you've been nailing it. Am I saying your name right as in Kanon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you are. Yeah, good
Not
job.
Canyon.
No, it's not. Again, thank you so much for joining the stream, for joining the podcast today. I've been very much looking forward to this podcast. I've followed a lot of your stuff in WoW when I was starting to get into WoW. I tried learning WoW like back when Shadowlands first released, and Stoops, Savix, you, and this guy named Venruki were the main content creators that I would follow to try and learn. I really wanted to get into the arena because I was a big arena rat, and I wanted to play warrior. Warrior was kind of my shit, and you were quite the warrior in World of Warcraft.
Oh shucks, thanks, man.
Or are
Yeah,
rather.
those are all great people to learn from. Ben is a really cool dude. I've been able to do some fun stuff with him over the years, doing like different sort of casting opportunities and whatnot.
Sure.
Good.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let you introduce yourself here in a sec. But as far as I understand, you're a rank 1 arena 3v3 warrior, arms warrior in 3v3. And
That's right.
so a big WoW content creator, one of the main PvP content creators, very respectable. And you do a lot of fitness stuff as well. I've seen a lot of your fitness streams. Is
Nice.
that pretty much it? Is there anything that I missed that you could maybe fill in our viewers?
Well, I actually had to write a little blurb for my own self coming up for something that we're gonna do. So
Okay.
yeah, you know what? You read that to you. Let's see what you think.
Sure. Why not? Let's start
Okay,
with
so
that.
Bajheera is a 10+ year WoW veteran, 3 times rank 1 gladiator warrior. Gotten his arms and fury actually.
Okay. Wow.
Um, content creator with over 1 million combined followers. Deeply
Wow.
rooted in the WoW community, he has hosted AWC events, including 3 years at BlizzCon, had an NPC named after him that you can battle alongside or against
Did you
in
really?
Ashran / the Black Cold Arena, and even met his wife through a shared love of World of Warcraft.
Oh
You
wow.
can find me streaming every day on Twitch and uploading daily on YouTube. So it's actually funny that I wrote that blurb, so it's perfect for this too. But yeah, been playing a lot of WoW over the years. Big MMO guy, big PvP guy. Primarily WoW, but we've played a bunch of other stuff over the years.
Hmm.
I think like the other MMO that I probably put the most time into, um, besides New World recently and of course Lost Ark now, is probably like Blade and Soul. I really like Blade and
Okay.
Soul.
Okay.
That was like a really fun like PvP MMO. But yeah, man, been jamming out on WoW and Warrior PvP specifically for quite some time, and bringing that same sort of vibe into the Zerker over here on Lost Ark. So far,
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah. So today, I do have some talking points, definitely some subjects that I want to, talk to you about. But for the
Yeah,
most
man.
part, this is just, the concept with this podcast is just free chat. You know what I mean? Just like two
Yeah,
guys getting to know each other. I want to hear your
love it.
story, get to know you, and just kind of freestyle it, just interact with chat. We got the chat going here, and then go from there. So I
Great.
definitely want to talk to you about your gaming stuff, but I I want to talk to you a little bit more about real life and personal stuff first. I'd like to
Sure.
get to know the man first, if that's okay. Is that cool?
Great. Yeah.
Okay, so all right, I've seen, I don't get the opportunity to watch a lot of streams, but again, I did,
I understand. I understand.
I got,
As a content creator, you're like
yeah,
on, and then when you're not on, you're like, okay, I'm doing something else.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
I do the same thing.
yeah. From my understanding, though, just from what I have seen, is that you're a family man. You're full time content creating. Like, what is it? What is the day to day life like for Mr. Bajheera? Like, what is that like?
Well, nowadays, since I'm kind of like Lost Ark degenerate, I stay up until reset every day. So we probably get up, try to do just a little bit of video business stuff, and then try to get in the gym first things first. It usually helps me start
Okay.
my day off strong. Then we'll be finish up the gym, doing a quick swap over to the gaming stream. Usually play games up until around 5 p.m. PST, and then we take, a couple hours to chill with the fam. And then I've been getting back on for like a night stream, which is actually like a longer stream for the day, probably around like 8:30 p.m.
Sure.
PST, and then we grind it out right up until reset so I can get the juicy double reset stuff. I think that you play on East, right?
I do. I do.
Yeah, they used to have that on East. Now it's only on West. West Coast, best coast, baby.
I love it. So like, all right,
Normal day.
how did you actually get into gaming? How long have you been gaming? Obviously, you've been playing WoW for a long time.
Yeah.
By the way, I have no idea how old you even are. So like, I don't know. Like,
32.
32. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Doing good. Hanging in there. So far, so good. 32. I feel like I've made good use of my time so far. We'll keep doing
Sure.
that.
Sure.
How old are you?
I've got you by a couple of years, believe it or not. I'm
Really?
34. Yeah.
You're looking young and spry over there, Kanon.
It's the Asian, man. It's the Asian
Yeah, looking
genes.
good. Looking good.
It's the Asian genes, man.
Respect it.
Like I look young because I'm Asian, but the downsides of being Asian is I can't grow that man beard you've got there. I'm pretty jealous.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. There's some trade-offs.
Yeah, yeah. Not many
Not quite the
Koreans can
quaff
do
up
it.
top, though, man. So just,
How long have
Yeah.
you been gaming? Like,
I've
when
been
did it
I
begin?
I'm trying to think of if there's like an actual like it was definitely like grade school where I didn't have like any like gaming systems, but my friends did, and I was like completely enthralled. I was like, oh
Mm,
my gosh, this is so neat. Like you get to be part of like a story, but not only are you just experiencing the story, you're actually like playing through it.
sure.
And I thought it was so cool. I remember like I think Super Nintendo was like the first one that I really thought was neat from my friends playing it. And then I got my first system was like a Game Boy Pocket. Like one of like the
Okay.
black and white ones. It was like a nice
Yeah.
silver Game Boy Pocket with like Donkey Kong and Kirby, and eventually I got my first taste of like Zelda. I was on an airplane. I was playing Kirby Star Stacker, and the kid in front of me had a Game Boy too, so we actually swapped games, and I got to play like the Zelda. Which one is it with the windfish? That's not Awakening. Oh,
I'm not
or is it?
sure. I've
Is it
never.
Link's Awakening?
I was never
Anyway,
really a Zelda guy, but yeah, yeah.
well, yeah, well, I found my way to Zelda, which kind of had like the action RPG vibe,
Hmm.
and that was like probably like the entrance and like, whoa, this kind of game is my favorite kind of game. So I've been playing games for like ever. I've always really loved them.
Hmm.
And so I also always liked making these little like you ever like make like Lego movies or like movies with like your action figures with like a little camera? You ever do that when you were a kid? Or is that just me?
No,
Okay, so I did
I
that a lot when
no.
I was young too. Like I
Okay.
would always make these like cool little action figure like stop action movies or like Lego stop action movies. And so when I look at what I do now, and it's like it's a combination of things that were like I was most enthralled by, which is like
Huh.
training to become a Super Saiyan, playing video games, and then making funny little videos.
Content
And
creating.
yeah, and now that's what
That's
I
what you
do.
do.
Yeah, and I'm like
Is
I would
that
I would get like the biggest high five from my little like 7-year-old self if he
absolutely
knew what I was doing.
living the dream? That's awesome to hear. Like, how long have you
Yeah.
been doing this full time? Like, a lot of content creators, they have a regular job, whatever that may be, maybe a 9 to 5 job
Yeah.
or whatever, and then they kind of transition into content creating. Was that the same way with you, or were you just always straight up content creating?
I got like so ridiculously lucky. I started making videos just for
Hmm.
fun when I was like a junior in college. And I was also working as a lifeguard over the summer during that time. And so at a pretty crucial like moment, I was able to sort of decide that I wanted to focus on content creation like all in. Like I was taking a break from school at the time just because I needed one.
Hmm.
I felt like I was putting a lot of my effort into something that was like not leading me where I wanted to go. And the worst feeling was like I feel like I had more to offer. I feel like there was something that I could be doing that I wasn't. And I was like, man, that's a weird feeling because that's not something a feeling that I had had before. I had been like a good student, like star athlete, and it was like now I'm in this position where like the things that I've been doing up until now are not fulfilling. And there's something else that I should be doing. So I wasn't really sure what that was, but I knew that I really enjoyed like gaming. I knew I was sort of seeing something happening on YouTube where gaming was sort of picking up, and I knew that I spent a lot of my time like consuming gaming content. I was like, I want to
Sure.
do this. I want to make videos and see if like the feeling that I get from watching other people's videos is the feeling that other people can get from watching my videos.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that those like, videos are like something that I can use to like chill out, or that's something that's like, pumps me up if I'm just like it's my preferred content. So maybe I'll try that too. So I started making videos, and at an important time, it was like a situation where I was able to stop doing the sort of part-time job of lifeguarding. Not this was when I was like 21, and I was able to say, okay, my parents are moving to California because my I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. My dad got a new job.
Okay.
My parents are moving away. I am going to make the decision to stick in Nashville where I know where stuff is. It's not 4 times as expensive, and I have like a place to stay with my friends.
Hmm.
So, and I am going to go all in on content creation, working out of the basement, and see how it goes. Because my YouTube channel had been doing well enough that it could support me, along with streaming on Justin TV that later became Twitch.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and that was going well enough to support me.
How
And at the
well
time,
is well enough on
all I had to
YouTube?
do, yeah, all I had to do was pay for rent, utilities, and food
Okay.
for myself, for my 21-year-old self, which is
Sure,
not really
sure.
expensive.
Not
So,
much.
and I was just that amount was like making more than the lifeguarding job. So it's like, why would you not?
Sure.
If you're making more doing something that you absolutely love to do and see a tremendous upside to,
Mm.
why would you not do that instead of like the job that you're doing just because that's the thing that you've been doing
Right.
that's making you some money so you can do whatever.
Right,
So it's
right.
like, I'm going in, all in. I see it. I see a future here. Let's do it.
Can I ask
So
you
I've
a
been doing
question?
full-time content creation since I was like 21, I guess. It's like crazy lucky.
When you
Yeah.
made that decision to go all in, um, I know I totally get the logic. If you're already making more money doing that, then whatever it was that you're doing obviously makes sense. But
Yeah.
how many subscribers did you have on YouTube at that point?
I don't remember exactly. I want to say it was probably in the tens of thousands.
Oh wow. So it was like 5 digits.
Yeah.
Oh geez. How did
I,
uh-huh.
people like I made some really funny videos when I was first getting
What
started. I would do like
what kind of
Fury
videos?
PvP. So I would this is another thing that I used to do. I like doing like just like goofy voices. I'm not that good at it, but it's like it's just fun and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so
yeah.
you put your passion into it and so you have fun with it. So I
Sure.
would do I would do this commentary for my various characters. So I had my main warrior and he was his persona was Fury Bajheera, which at first was like more like a southern guy, like kicking ass. Can I say ass on this podcast?
Yeah, you could curse. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I
So
curse.
I
Yeah.
well, Fury Bashir cursed a lot. His main phrase was "get shit on." He was more of like a southern thing.
That's
But
where
then
that's from.
over time he's sort of transformed almost into like a Vegeta, where he's like, "Impudent whelp, I smite you with my two-handers." So that's not really Vegeta, but he can sort of go into it
Sure,
sometimes.
sure, sure,
But he's
sure.
not as southern as he used to be.
Right.
Um, and then I also had these other characters, Bajheera, my rogue, who's like a sassy, like, get him, girl, like, that kind of thing. And then I had my paladin, the dwarf, who's Bajheera, who would unleash his sweet judgment upon you, that kind of thing. The dwarf guy. And then I'd make other characters, and that kind of stuff was just me just being a goofball.
You
But
need to
people
do
really
voice
enjoy.
acting, man. You've
Yeah,
got
people really enjoy. Well, maybe I'll do it on my YouTube channel at some point. Maybe I'll throw it out there and see what happens.
that's actually really good, man. That's
So that's what I used to do the most
okay.
on YouTube. But I need to do more of that. That's because it's a lot of fun. People like it, and I like it too. But like the content was funny, and I would do like sort of montage content. But I think one of the things that I also did was just make vlogs.
Okay.
That would sort of like
Like gaming vlogs
I
or just
I
IRL
would just
vlogs?
like sitting down in my dorm and being like, I really don't like writing papers at 2 a.m. And I also don't like frost mages. So it was just like me just like sitting there just like talking to the camera,
Yeah.
which for me was therapeutic, but I think it also like endeared me to my audience.
Mm.
And it allowed me to just be myself and do my thing, which is like what I do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of allowed me to have this like presentation of my content and myself that's genuine,
Sure.
and it sort of just sets the stage for me to be like, this is me, and if you're interested in that vibe, come hang out, and if
There
you're
it
not,
is. Yeah.
no worries. I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. And I feel like that's led me to maybe not the most like sensational, like meteoric growth, but it's allowed me to do something that I feel good about and be myself every day for 10 plus years
Yeah.
and still allow for growth, which is
Right.
cool. I
Right.
mean, that's like the dream, you know? So,
Absolutely. Yeah, one thing, like, I'm a little bit newer to the content creating scene, but if there is one thing that I've learned in this past year, it is that you have to enjoy doing what you're doing. You can't just,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
if you feel like this type of content is going to get views but you don't actually enjoy doing it, then in the long run you're really kind of setting yourself up for failure, and that's
Yeah.
awesome that you've just out the gate always did something that you just enjoyed doing and it really took
Yeah.
off. Like,
Yeah.
that's,
It's like just crazy lucky. I mean, I think it was like a small part recognizing that something was happening. Like a small part recognizing like, wow, I really like watching YouTube videos about gaming. And it seems like other people do too. I think this is probably going to be a thing in the future where it's
right.
like you have the gaming content, but you also have like the content creators that you enjoy.
Sure.
Where like I like to watch this person's videos not just because they're good at the game, but because I like their personality, their attitude.
Right. Right.
So there was part of that where I sort of had that recognition, but it wasn't me being like, oh wow, I want to hop on this wave early so I can make the most gains, like
Hmm.
like crypto or something. And it was just like I just want to be part of this. I just want to do
Right.
it too. I
Right.
want to put my content and my personality and my experience out there because that is going to be a creative outlet for me to express myself because that's one of the things that I felt like I was not getting enough of in my current situation. I wasn't able to express myself, and that's what I decided to do. I decided to sort of just jump into an environment and a community that like I personally like being in, even just as like a viewer. So I was like, I'm
Hmm.
just gonna do it. And I wrote like I don't even remember who it was. I wrote like a pretty long YouTube message to somebody about like, like I think I want to do this. Do you have any advice? Yeah, like how do you get started with this sort of thing? And expectedly, they didn't write back, and that's
Oh.
fine because no, that's absolutely completely expected. Um, but what it sort of let me realize is I don't need somebody to tell me how to get started. I just got to get started. Just
Mm.
start. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just begin, and then you kind of will learn as you
Right.
go.
Right.
And that's what I think is the right approach to a lot of things.
Sure.
Is it's not really that important where you start. It's important that you start. And that applies to
Right.
fitness. That applies to content creation. That applies to hey, Lost Ark looks like a cool game. Looks a little bit overwhelming. How do I get started? It's like
Just do it.
you just start, and then
Yeah.
you'll figure it out as you go.
Exactly. I love that. How saturated would you? I'm assuming you're doing WoW content, obviously, right? Like, how saturated was that content creator creating space back in the day for WoW? Like, obviously, right now there's so many people streaming,
Yeah.
so many people trying to make these YouTube videos. What was it like back then? Like, I know, like, your mindset wasn't really like, hey, I want to be a big time creator. What can I do to get views? Obviously you just did your stuff and it took off, but looking back
Right.
on it now, would you say it was less saturated with creators there, or was
Oh,
there?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. There were definitely like some peeps that I enjoyed watching, but no, I don't think that it was like content creation back then like wasn't a thing.
Mm.
There was just like dudes making videos, like dudes making montages, and then
Right.
a couple companies kind of picked up on it, like Machinima and stuff. Was like, oh, this could be a thing, and but no, I definitely don't think that it was anywhere near what it is now, which is one of the reasons why I got so lucky. But I do think that back then, like WoW was more of a thing. Like WoW,
Mm.
like when I first started, like I think I started on like the tail end of WoW being like the game,
Right.
like it's like Fortnite, like that's how WoW was back then. So I started on like the tail end of that. I started playing WoW like basically when Kata came out.
Okay.
So
Wow.
that's when I began my journey.
So you're an
But yeah,
OG gamer, man. OG
I mean,
gamer and content creator.
I guess so because with I guess at this point Kata is OG for WoW, but like when I think about it, I'm still thinking of like oh he's a Kata baby, like you're still fresh to the game, even though Kata's been out for 10 years now. Like you're not OG unless you started in like vanilla or BC. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like,
right. I mean, I was thinking more in terms of content creating. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
you're streaming on Justin TV, then
True, true, true.
I do remember
Yeah.
that coming out. Shit. Okay. So okay. Well, so you went from you pretty much just started with WoW then, right? Like
Yeah,
that was it.
I think I made like a WoW video, like, "Hey guys, Bajheera here," my first video, give it a thumbs up, like that kind of thing. And then
Right.
my very next video, I believe, was a vlog where I was like, hey, I'm gonna sit down and just talk to this camera a little bit. And that was kind of like the flow
Right.
for a while. And then I introduced like the workout videos like a couple years down the line when
Hmm.
I was, in my own place and had was able to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Started making the workout videos too, and because that was like another natural sort of progression for me is because I've been playing video games since I was a little kid, but I've also been working out since I was a little kid.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
was like I just like it just sort of made sense to share that as
Sure.
well, right?
So when you first did content creating, like when you first made that channel and you putting those videos out, were at that time you were still 1% body fat like you are now?
No, no,
Like were you like
I'm definitely
skinnier level one
definitely
Bajheera and now you're like
definitely not
Giga Chad Bajheera?
definitely not 1% body fat at any point in my life. But no, people like to say that. They're like, "Yo, I used to watch you before you started working out." I was like, "Did you? Did you really?" Back then in college, I mean, I've always been a gym rat. Like you couldn't keep me out of the gym,
Mm,
even to the detriment of my athletics sometimes. Like I was a distance runner,
okay.
and doing extra workouts like weight training is not necessarily helpful as a distance runner, but I did it anyway. But I definitely have made some gains over the years because I probably transitioned more. One, I mean, I grew up. I mean, you're like a teenager turning into an adult. Like you definitely can make some gains during that time. But also just like what my focus has been. Like if whether my focus has been like working out for like just because it's fun or working out because I want to use that as part of my um like athletics training or whatever. But now it's like okay, your focus is not endurance athletics. Like that was my sport in high school and college was distance
Right.
running,
Right,
and
right.
that's different than bodybuilding a little bit. I think it's very similar to bodybuilding in some ways with like your consistency on your training and your recovery
Hmm.
and focus on food and stuff. But yeah, definitely your physique will change as you decide to focus on eating more and building muscle rather than just eating for performance and trying to stay a little bit leaner.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah.
So the fitness regime has been a big part of your life since you're a
Yeah.
kid, and you
Yeah.
continue that to this day. And I feel like a lot of the gamers see you as not only a good player, but also just a IRL Giga Chad. At the end of the
I don't know if
day.
anybody sees me as a good player.
I mean, if you're a rank one WoW, right? Like
Nope, nope,
warriors.
carried. Nope,
Well,
nope.
as someone that's ignorant to the WoW scene and wanted to get into the space, and I was looking up the good players, like that's
Yeah.
my perception of you.
No, I
Um,
appreciate that. I just give that comment a hard time. It's
sure.
always something other than your effort though. It's like,
Mhm,
you
mhm.
know, if you're bodybuilding, it's steroids. If you're high level in this game, it's pay to win. If you do well in PvP, you're carried. And it's all because I feel like honestly, it's because I present myself. I don't think I'm an insane player, first of all, but it's just because I present myself as my authentic self, and
Mhm.
people are like, okay, well, this guy's a real dude, so there's no way he can, you know, achieve this. It's like
Sure.
you actually can. You just gotta put in the work.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, excuse me. So, like your gym regime, like, are you like pretty intense with your diet as well? Because normally, to stay physically fit, like that diet's like 90% of it, right? Like,
Yeah, we talk about diet a lot. I mean, like
okay.
it's I would say what I tend to say is train for your athletic goals. Like do the things with your activity that allow you to be good at what you want to do.
Mm,
And then in terms of your aesthetic goals, that's where the diet comes in. So train for your athletic goals and diet for your aesthetic goals. So if you want to gain mass, you need to be eating in a surplus of calories. If you're trying to lose weight, like to get lower body fat, you need to be eating in a deficit of calories. And that's pretty much like that's where it all begins.
right.
And there's all this stuff online and there's all this stuff out there about all these different ways of eating that do these particular things. And it's like, sure, I mean, you can maybe gain some understanding from some of these diets, but the main thing is like deficit for fat loss, surplus for gains,
Right.
and then everything else that you hear or see should be viewed through that lens of
Right.
fundamental truth. And because the other point is that all the other stuff doesn't really even matter that much. As long as you're finding a way to consistently hit your dietary goals and you feel good, that's good. That's fine.
Mm, gotcha. Um, how many days a week do you work out?
Every day if I can.
Every day. Jeez. How many hours a
Well,
day?
it's just part of my. I mean, like right
Yeah.
now we've been really focusing quite a bit on content creation,
Sure, sure, sure.
and because Lost Ark's really fun, and I feel like you got to put a little extra effort in there to try to build in it while you can. And so the workouts, I mean, sometimes it's even only an hour, but I mean, ideally, like when I'm in the groove, I usually train like in the gym for like 2 hours a day.
Wow. Okay.
But when I was doing my 2018 competition prep, I was I was like exercising for probably like 4 hours a day.
Wow. Wait,
I was doing I was
what
doing
is that?
I was so I was doing two weight training sessions a day, and then I was doing like a walk for cardio. And that is so competition prep for me. I work out because I like it,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually am also a pro natural bodybuilder. So I've earned
Gotcha.
my pro status, which means I can compete in the pro division
Oh.
as a natural bodybuilder, which means I don't use any like performance enhancing drugs or anything like that. I don't mess around with that stuff.
Mm-hmm,
Which is
mm-hmm.
a category of bodybuilding. There's natural and then there's just untested. So
Okay. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know
so
that. Wow.
oh yeah, so yeah, performance enhancing drug use is kind of a big deal for like the top echelon of bodybuilding.
Okay.
So I just have no interest in that. I don't want to play around with my body that way. I'd rather just
Stay
eat,
natural. Yeah,
train, sleep.
absolutely.
Yeah, like leave the chemistry out of it.
Yeah, for
For me
sure.
personally,
So
don't mess with it.
you also mentioned that you met your wife through World of Warcraft. Tell me about
Yeah.
that. What was that
So
like?
that's a fun story. So Jenny's been playing a while longer than I have. She's a beast.
Okay.
Um, but when I first started making WoW videos, I told you I did like vlogs and stuff. So I started making content, like I said, at like a kind of an important juncture in my life where like things that I have been doing probably needed to change. And one of the things that needed to change was the relationship I was in. I was in like the relationship with my high school girlfriend, and we had sort of stayed together through a lot of college, and it was just like it was becoming really apparent that we were growing in different directions,
Oh, really? Okay.
which is happens for
Yeah,
young
yeah,
people.
absolutely.
Um, and it was just becoming apparent that in order for me to progress in the way that I wanted to, I needed to let that connection go. So, and she needed to go her way too, and that was
Mm.
fine. It's just like it's hard to make that happen. So it just sucks. At the time, it was obviously the right decision, but um, yeah. So I'm a 20-year-old, 21-year-old kid who's heartbroken, and so I'm making a video about how even when it's the right decision, it still sometimes hurts. And even if your attempt at doing something good doesn't end up the way that you wanted it to,
Mm-hmm.
it's still good to have gone for it. And that was in the context of the relationship, but it was also in the context of, my attempts at building a content creation sort of journey. Um, Me telling my own self that even though this is risky and even though it's kind of feels like maybe even a little scary, it's uncertain, it's actually the right thing to do because
Hmm.
you need to go for stuff. You need to get after it. You don't know how it's going to end up necessarily, but you need to at least go for it. And that was kind of an important message for me at the time, and it was something that meant something to my wife in her life at the time, in a similar situation. So she wrote me a really nice little YouTube message and said, "Hey, I really liked your video. I feel you. You're with what you're going through. You're not going through it alone." And I was like, "Wow, that's really sweet." And she is really cute. Um, but I didn't write her back.
Okay, hold on, time,
Did
time out.
not.
So she was a viewer.
Yeah, but she was a fellow
Okay.
content creator. So
Oh, content. Okay, okay.
the way that she phrases it now is I felt like it was like a really heartfelt, sweet message reaching out. But the way that she phrased it was she was like, "Oh, here's another fellow content crew. We should collab." That's not what she said in the thing. That's how she phrases it now. But well, that's fine because I didn't write her back.
Uh-huh.
But later, like either that day or just later on, like soon after, I saw her in my Twitch chat or Justin TV chat. She's walking by right now. And I was like, "Oh my God, is that Warcraft Jen from YouTube?" And she was like, "Yeah, hey." And I was like, "Hey, I got your message. That was really, really sweet. Thank you for reaching out." And then I made her a moderator in my stream,
Just like that.
which
Like,
yeah, just like that, which was genius because I just wanted to have an icon next to her name so I could see her
okay.
chat more easily,
Yeah.
like when she chatted, right? But the genius was that made her feel like she had like a job to do, like an obligation to like show up to the
Sure.
stream and hang out more
Sure.
often. So I was like, wow, that worked out really well.
200
So
IQ.
yeah, so then she would hang out and stream more often, and we would hang out and chat.
Uh-huh.
And
Take
then
take notes,
the
chat.
friendship.
take
Yeah,
notes.
take notes. The friendship. No, do not find your sweetheart as a streamer. Do not hit on streamers. It's not the way it's usually probably
I
gonna
don't know
work out.
about you. I'm about to go review all my YouTube comments right now. I'm
Yeah,
about
dude.
to
You
review
better
all
get it. Yeah,
that
you
shit.
better check the messages, bro. You never know. You might have your wifey in there. But so we hung out on stream and played games together, and eventually we're like hanging out in like voice and chilling off stream, and um I mean it became apparent that we liked
Hmm.
each other more than just like gamer buds. You
Sure,
know what I mean?
sure,
So
sure.
um we actually had her come out and visit and
Okay.
hang out IRL, which is really like very brave of her
Yeah.
um to as a woman to fly out to where I am
Where was
to
she?
come. She was in Utah and I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, so it's kind of like a cross country flight.
Wow.
So she really liked me, which is great because I really liked her too. So she flew all the way out to Nashville to hang out in some dude's basement playing video games together, but she trusted me, and I
That's
trusted
awesome.
her. And so we hit it off beautifully. We hung out all week, and then she had to go back home, which
Where,
sucked.
where's my
But
story? Where's my love
then
story?
it's coming, it's coming. But then about a month later, I'm like, hey, I really miss you, and I'd like you to come back and hang out again. And so she did. And part of the plan during this second hangout was like, all right, let's see if we can like find you like a job, so that you can stay. Was the dream. I just messed up my own webcam. So that you can stay, which is the dream. But as you would expect, um, two 20-year-old kids, gamers,
Hmm.
hanging out in love. We didn't do a damn thing that had to do with finding a job.
Okay.
Um, but when it came time for her to like head back home, I was like, I really don't want you to leave. Like this is too good.
Yeah.
I think that if we like stick together and work together, that we can actually make something like real out of our relationship, but also out of our job. Like
Okay.
we're really doing something here with this content creation thing. And she was
Okay.
like, I agree. So
So
she stayed.
so you guys were like collabing, like because she had her own channel, right? And then you
Yeah,
had
she
your own
did. She
channel,
did.
but then you guys
Yeah.
made
So
a channel together, or how'd that work?
well, this is another sort of tremendous sacrifice for Jenny. Not only did she leave behind like a pretty dang good job, she also like focused on like pooling all of our efforts into content creation for my channel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
It,
we like she really like sacrificed
wow.
like a lot of her life in order to pick up and build our life together. But that's kind of how it do be sometimes. I think
Absolutely.
I saw Sony tweet this. I'm not sure if it's an original or not, but in order to the cost of your new life is your old life sometimes.
Oh, that's deep. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that might be the intro.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So she
That's
had to
deep.
give up her old life
Mm.
in order to have our new life, which is going pretty good, going
Good.
pretty good.
Yeah,
But
got a
still,
beautiful
that's a
kid
that's
or
a
kids.
oh yeah, Archer is our only little kid, but he is our beautiful angel baby boy. He's
That's
awesome.
awesome. How old is he, if you
Um,
don't mind me asking?
he is almost 3. He's gonna be 3
Wow.
next month. Yeah, he is a swole little Saiyan baby, that's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has being a father changed your life? Like, because I hear it
Only
all the
only in
time.
every single way, yeah. Only in every
Really?
single way. Yeah,
Like I hear
categorical
it all the
paradigm
time.
shift. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've gotten really good at like operating on very little sleep. So that's good.
All right. So hold on.
But
Before we move on from this, though, like I want to go back to Jenny. Was it your wife's name?
uh-huh. Yep,
Warcraft Jen.
Jenny. Yep. Warcraft Jen.
So random question.
Yep.
Who, when you guys first met, like when she wrote that comment to the YouTube whatever, and you guys, who
Yep.
was the bigger content creator at the time? Who was the bigger size?
Me.
Okay, by a lot or by a little or
It was still early on in the journey, but I mean,
okay,
I had a couple Fury PvP videos under my belt,
okay, okay, and
But
your
Jenny,
wife.
Jenny, she had a couple thousand subs back in the day.
Okay,
Jenny,
okay.
how swole was I on YouTube when you first reached out to me, when you first
How
hit me up in the
swole
DMs?
was I love that.
Jenny said I may have been in the 20Ks.
Oh wow, oh wow. And back in the day, that's a
Jenny was 4K though.
okay. Oh yeah, so that's
Yeah, she was doing
yeah.
unboxing. She was doing like lore videos and stuff. She's pumping.
How many viewers were you averaging? Concurrent viewers were you averaging on Justin TV at the time?
Uh, Probably 300 to 500. I want to say.
Wow,
But
that's
but I
insane.
but but like I was like one of the only people streaming content back then. I
Sure,
was like one of the
sure.
only guys. And WoW was popping off, and Justin was like the Wild West. Like, I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I think I was streaming with like no webcam and stuff back then. I was just like in my I was like when I first started streaming and when I first talked to Jenny, like I was still living, with my parents, which is like,
Sure.
you say that now, it's like I was living with your parents, but yeah, I was like 20 years old. You still live with your parents when you're 20. Like that's like the thing, right? So I was like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
kid.
yeah.
I was just a kid living in my house that I grew up in.
Wow, that's crazy. And like, so you were
Yeah.
one of the OG. So you have a really long term relationship with Twitch, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
you have a lot of people in the Twitch staff that you talk to, and you have good
Well,
relationships with.
one, yes.
Okay,
Two, a lot of people have moved on from the company
that's what I was
that
gonna.
I've
Yeah,
known. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
People have gone on to do awesome things,
I mean, the owner
you
is
know?
completely different, right? Didn't like
Yeah.
Justin Kahn, right? It was his. Was that his
Uh-huh.
name? Justin Kahn. Okay, yeah,
That's,
he's moved on.
yeah.
Wow,
Which,
that's crazy. That's
yeah.
insane. So, all right, all right. So,
And here we
so,
are, still doing our thing.
exactly. So,
Hanging in there.
so you got your little one here.
Yep.
Do you
Yep.
see a growing interest with gaming with him, or is it still too young?
He's really into marbles right now. We just got him some marbles, so he's
Okay.
pretty pumped about those. He comes in here and like messes with my he really likes to mute my keyboard, mute my audio from my keyboard. So he's not really into like gaming so much yet.
Uh-huh.
He thinks it's really funny in like any game where I could do like a dodge roll. He thinks that's
Really?
funny. He can press spacebar, my guy will go. He thinks that's pretty cool. Can't keep him out of the gym though. That's for sure.
Really?
Can't keep him out of the
Oh
gym.
my
It
gosh.
like I'll be working out and like Jenny will like take her eyes off for like 1 second, like grab a drink of water. He is gone,
Really?
sprinting to the gym, rips the door open, jumps in,
Oh my
starts
gosh.
just going ham. Picks up his little. He can pick up he can almost pick up a 20-pound weight.
Jesus.
He can pick up two tens in both hands though.
He's stronger than my
So
mod Waldo already. Jesus Christ.
yeah,
Wow.
Waldo needs to get some tips from Archer.
Actually, his real name's Eugene, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
So- yeah. He's our guy. We always meme on him. But
he can still make some gains, some Eugene gains.
some Eugene Games. You hear that?
He's gonna get
You hear
renamed.
that?
He's gonna get renamed.
The
Yeah.
Eugene Game. I love that. I love that. We gotta coin that phrase.
Eugene Games. That's his new channel. It's his new fitness channel right there.
I love it. I love it.
He's getting huge. That's gonna be the catchphrase. Time to get huge.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Oh my gosh, it's even better for like me and some of my guys in here because like we've got this inside joke, and what you just said, even though you're like not really in the inside joke, but you just
Yeah.
like killed it with that. Fucking hilarious. Okay,
That's
so
that's free, by the way, Eugene. That's some free advice for you.
what are you drinking there? What is that? Is that a protein shake or?
It is. It is some
Okay.
cinnamon cereal protein shake
That sounds
from my
delicious.
sponsor Legion! Exclamation mark Legion in the chat.
Okay.
Hashtag sponsored.
Okay, let's hear about let's get a plug in there. Tell me about this. What is
So yeah, for real. Yeah, Legion is my
Yeah.
my supplement sponsor. They make
is it like a
they're
gaming supplement type of thing? Or
no,
just
no,
completely
it's
separate?
definitely like workout supplements. It's legit gaming stuff.
I don't know. Like maybe there's like a gaming fitness company that's
There's a lot of those and no problem with those. However, this is
Mhm.
yeah, this is like a workout supplement brand.
Okay.
They make their slogan is backed by science, proven by you. So they make supplements that are like
Huh.
they actually have like research that says this is the ingredient that we use, and they have like a description why, and they say this is how much of it we use with the description why, and then they also have like footnotes to the studies that support the reason why they use the ingredients at the dosages they do. So it's like super legit stuff. It's a dream sponsor. I love working with them.
That's
It's just
awesome.
like good natural ingredients. They make they don't make that many different products because there are a lot of products that people sell that just are not backed by science is why. So they're like,
Sure.
we don't mess around with BCAAs because the science on them isn't strong. So we don't make them, even though there's money to be made. It's just not our style. So
Right. That's awesome.
big shout outs to them. Yeah,
Yeah,
working
and
with a little gamer nerd like me.
shoot me a link to that, and I'll put it in the description for the YouTube video.
Sure, sure.
That
Yeah, we can
sounds
shout all our
delicious.
sponsors, baby. If you,
I'm happy.
I'm
I'm happy to just shoot me all the links. I'll have them in the description below. Because like someone might watch this and be like, "Yo, I want to do what he's doing and take the supplements that he's taking." I would definitely, if I was in the States, or actually, do they ship internationally, like in Korea?
They don't yet. They don't. But
Okay.
hopefully we can build them up. But there's like the rules on supplementation are different in different countries. So like even though they make good supplements with natural ingredients, like their ingredient list is simple. It's just good, effective stuff. Their website is awesome too because you can do like you can look at what each ingredient is and why it's used and how much and whatnot. Even things like caffeine are like regulated and stuff. So
sure.
I believe so.
Just that whole cinnamon cereal. That sounds like I love cereal.
Good.
I love cinnamon.
It's good. Yeah, it's like right there on the little tub. It even has like what looks like gold. I don't really eat the sugary kind of cereal, but is it like cinnamon toast crunch probably?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah, so I think it's supposed to be like the milk after you eat cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh my god, are you kidding? Hold on, I'm sorry. I was like, I have to.
Exclamation mark Legion in my chat. I'll give you the link.
All right, hold on. I want to see what this looks like. Hold on, let me see this.
It's good. It's real good
Exclamation
stuff.
Legion. I typed it in your chat. I don't see anything popping up here.
I'll give it a second. You're probably getting the mod. There, the mod timer. Okay, you know that thing where you can like time out people's stuff before they it hits the chat because they're naughty. Yeah, we have that.
All right, so let's take a look at this. Code Bajheera to save
the website's sick. Yeah, 20% off your first one, and then double rewards points after that.
Fantastic. So hold on, where is my cinnamon? That's what
it would be in the protein.
Honey cereal? Oh my god.
They got the honey cereal. Yeah.
I'm definitely checking this out.
They got the peanut butter chocolate is really good too.
That sounds pretty good, but I'm really caught up on this cinnamon cereal, man. You just told me, like, you don't understand.
That's it. Like, you've already found the one that you need.
Oh, 100%. Like you said, it's like drinking the milk after finishing your cinnamon toast crunch. That was literally one of the best parts of the meal.
Yep. There it is for you.
Like, all right, I'm definitely doing that. Gonna have to figure out a way. I might have my parents get it because my parents are coming back into town. They're in the States right now. Maybe I'll have them bring in a couple of boxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Smuggle it in.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
Smuggling them gains. Smuggling some huge Eugene gains for you.
I'm trying to cut down to like 6% body fat. I'm like at 7 right now.
Are you really?
No,
why?
I'm not really.
Like, why would you do that? As someone who has been 7% body fat, I'm like, why would you do that?
I was telling my chat earlier that the only reason why I wanted to get you on was because like you and I have like we're the only two content creators that are completely jacked with 1% body fat. So it's like I want to have a conversation with someone I can relate to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Feel you. Yeah, nobody understands how hard it is to be swole like us, bro. It's just tough. It's lonely at the top. Am I right?
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, you might have me by 1% or 2, but you know what? It's not.
Yeah, but you're bulking right now, though. You're bulking.
Exactly.
That's why you're so freaking jacked. It can already fit you in the webcam. It's ridiculous.
Every single person that comes to my chat, whenever I bring you up, they bring up the whole Kratos thing, that you are the IRL version of Kratos.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my royalties check from that game they made.
Yeah, geez.
It's really weird. It's like must have got lost in the mail or something.
Okay, so I'm super curious. So, because like for me, right, personally, I'm pursuing this content creating because it is a passion of mine. I really enjoy doing it, and I'm pretty much 24/7. I have my own business here in Korea. I work full time, and then
really,
absolutely.
What do you do if you don't mind me asking?
I can't. So I'm gonna reveal what I do after 100K subs.
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to try. I've been trying to keep it private, but I do work and and then so like I finish. And like, for example, today, I was up at 6 a.m. I went to work. I worked all day. And then I came back home at like 6. And then I can't remember what I did. I think I actually had to finish some of my dailies because, I have to progress. Obviously,
the fatigue has already deleted your memory.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And I started my stream, I want to say around just after reset, like 8 o'clock or something. Actually, I started right after I visited your stream when you're on.
Yeah, you were up late last night. So that 6 hours between now and then was when I was sleeping. So
like, here's the thing: when you said in chat or when you said on your stream, oh, tomorrow,
Right.
tomorrow, yeah,
Tomorrow.
I was like, what was this guy talking about tomorrow? It's today. And I was like,
After
oh
I sleep.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I
It's not
lost track
tomorrow
of
until you
time.
sleep.
Yeah, exactly. And then I've been literally streaming since then, and here we are, and
Oh man,
um
I should have hosted you.
no, you're good, you're good. But
Sorry.
yeah, no worries. No, you don't have to apologize.
Should have done the little swippy swappy.
So like, I'm full on, but like I don't have
Oh
a
yeah.
family, I don't have kids, I actually went to the gym today.
Nice.
Totally unrelated.
And you went to the gym today.
I
Up
went
at
to the
6
gym
a.m.
today.
Work until 6 p.m.
Yes. Before my
Doing
dailies, I
some
went
other
to the
business
gym.
stuff. Going
I
to the
did.
gym. Doing a podcast. Look at
Yep.
him go.
I used to be actually very active in the gym when I was younger, but like after I started doing business, I just haven't had much time. And I'll be
Yeah.
honest, 80% of it was an excuse. And then by the time where I was like,
Right.
I want to actually do it, that's when like Lost Ark was about to launch, and I legitimately did not have time. Like to the point, like
Yeah.
not even 20 minutes a day, because I'm trying to do YouTube and live stream, and I just didn't have
Yeah.
much time.
That's tough because I only just after 10 years of content creation have like hired on some editors. I have a guy that does really excellent shorts for me and helps me out with like the highlighting on Twitch, and then I have a guy who I send clips to who can do either montage style edits or like informative gameplay or even just like quick edits that just like put things together because that takes time. I
Yeah,
feel you.
it does.
That was me for 10 years. So
But you have a wife and kid, and you're doing
Yeah.
content creating, and you're also active
Yeah.
in the gym. I mean, gym's a couple hours a day, but still, it's a commitment, right?
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
how are you juggling that? Like, what is like? Can you tell me the average day for you? Because like, here's the thing: like, you have a kid, right? And I understand. Like, I don't have kids, but I have a lot of
Yeah.
friends that have kids, and that commitment to those kids and to your wife is a
Yeah.
big fucking deal. By the way,
Yeah.
I curse quite a bit on my streams. Kind of
That's
my
fine,
theme
it's fine.
concept. I hope you're not offended by it.
No,
Yeah.
No, like I said,
what is
Fury
it, man?
Fury Bajheera is definitely part of our thing around here.
I
so.
love it. I
I
love
make
it.
a point of cursing on purpose, but I'm not offended by it.
Okay, great,
But
fantastic.
But yeah, I mean, like, I think just to begin the conversation is when you have a bunch of stuff that you want to do, you probably already know this, but when you have a bunch of stuff that you want to do and you feel like you don't have time for anything, schedule is your friend.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
you do have a certain amount of time per day, and if you have a variety of objectives, lending those objectives some time is good. So saying, all right, if I know working out is tough, it's hard to find time for it. I'm gonna give it, even if it's like 30 minutes, like it's better than nothing. But yeah, for me, we've kind of talked over it just a teeny bit, but yeah, my weekdays are different because Archer goes to daycare now, which is
Okay.
good for Mama, get some time to do her stuff, and good for me. But yeah, like right now, I'm probably waking up around 10 a.m., which sounds lazy AF, but bear with me.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that could be.
try to get in the gym, if I can around 11:30. Right now I'm only working out probably like an hour and a half. And that's after I do like some video and business work, just as like sipping on the pre-workout, waking up for the morning. Then try to get in the gym around 11:30, work out until around 1. And then we fire up the gaming stream pretty much exactly right off the bat of the workouts thing. So we're streaming games from like 1 to 5 p.m. PST. And then from 5 to like 8 or 8:30 p.m. PST, that's like family time. So 3 hours, 3.5 hours ain't much, but we try to have dinner together and go play outside and have fun. And then Archer and Jenny usually go to bed. Archer's my little baby boy's name, by the way.
Yeah. Great name, by the way.
Yeah, it's a cool name. I like it. And they go to bed, and then I fire up the evening stream from around 8:30 to like 3 a.m. So we're going until reset these days, which is kind of degen, but it's fine. And then I usually try to get some stuff done around the house, do some chores, do the dishes and whatnot, and usually try to go to bed around 4. So if I can sleep from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m., that's pretty good. And then we run it back, and then on weekends I pretty much get up around the same time and then just hang out with Archer and Jenny all day until they go to bed.
Right.
And then I stream at night on the weekends. So the weekends are like the week is a little bit more slim on family time, like the 3.5 hours. But then the weekends are like I'm trying, like all day hanging out, which is good. So and I do have a home gym. That helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your gaming time Is that just when you're streaming, pretty much, or do you game?
That's only streaming. Yeah, I don't.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that
That
which is good. It's like I do have time to game because I do a lot of streaming, but no, I'm not playing any games off stream right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I
Do
gotta.
you find that hard, like a little bit more difficult and challenging to make gains in game? Because like I feel like for me personally, it's like if I have time to like not stream, just play the game, I feel like I get more done versus like for me, I chat a lot with my stream, so like I'll sit
Yeah,
and play the
me too.
game, and like an hour, 2 hours goes by and I've actually done nothing. You know what I mean? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but that's probably that's definitely a streaming style,
Yeah.
and it's probably a good thing. I feel like when I like maybe it's even to like the detriment of my content sometimes. Like when I got time to game, I'm gaming, bro. Like I
Yeah.
gotta get these dailies done, man. Like maybe sometimes that might not be the most exciting content, but I mean I'm getting them done. I mean we are very chatty on my stream though too. Like I'm with you. I love hanging out
Yeah.
with my team.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why like a game like this is good because it's not really like that hard to
Yeah.
chat while you're
Yeah.
you know
Absolutely. Absolutely.
doing your
So,
dailies and stuff. But yeah, I mean
mhm.
it's a lot of fun to game, but I don't think I mean like I right now we're investing a lot more time and energy into gaming than I sometimes do.
Okay. Is
I
that
mean
because of
like
a new game?
yeah, it's because
Yeah.
I love this game and I feel like it's a chance for me to um you know like succeed in a new area. It for me
Absolutely.
as somebody who's been playing WoW forever, and maybe even you have this experience too. Like if you have like a main game, then you try to go play other games. That can kind of be tough on the analytics because
Yeah.
people are used to seeing you and they like watching you
Mm.
play WoW. And if you're not
Yeah.
playing WoW, they're like, yeah, I mean, that's not really what I watch you for. So I'm not gonna watch. And
Yeah.
that can be kind of risky, but the passion for me is there. I love this game.
Yeah.
It's exciting to go on a new adventure.
Right.
This game in particular is like a mix of action RPG and MMO and really good PvP, which is like my jam. I like grindy games, and this is like it's perfect. So I love it, and I see an
Right.
opportunity to grow. So you got to put in a little extra oomph to try to get that
Absolutely.
momentum to get it rolling. So I'm doing
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I mean we're playing. I mean like I feel like I can get some stuff done in this game. I'm playing. I mean I
You're
hope I'm
doing
playing
well. You're
like
doing really well.
10 hours a
Your,
day.
yeah. I'm,
I
I'm
mean like
watching your
I
gains, free to play, and you're fuck, man.
yeah,
You're killing it,
we are
dude.
pumping. I'm actually kind of like puff my chest out a little bit about that, you know.
Yeah, you're doing pretty fucking well,
Four,
dude.
14, 12 free to play Berserker. Give it,
That's
Chad, you know.
impressive, man. That
Doing
is
it.
impressive. Let me. I do want to tell you this though. Like, I mean, number one, I definitely wanted to. I called you out for this podcast because number one, I definitely would wanted to get to know you. You know, I
Mhm.
definitely. You're definitely one of the content creators that I looked up to in the WoW scene. You know, I tell Stoops that all the time. Stoops is a good
I
friend of
appreciate that,
mine.
bro. Yeah, Stoops
Um,
owns. Yeah,
yeah,
he's
the four
awesome.
of you guys, were really big, and on top of that, it's like for me personally, right? Like as a Lost Ark creator, like because I like so we like I kind of call it like the OG Lost Ark creators. Like of the OG ones, I was a little bit actually like a little bit later. You know what I mean? And I was right before Stoops, and then we have a really good and strong community within the like Lost Ark streamers.
Yeah.
And like I just like 90% of my channel is all Lost Ark viewers, like with my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
my Twitch, and
Hmm.
kind of like how probably WoW is for you, like before you played Lost Ark. And
Yeah.
a lot of like a big part of me calling you out is also because I really would love to showcase you as a person and your content and who you are to the Lost Ark community as well. Because like if I were going to be completely selfish about it, like having guys like you to actively play Lost Ark in the long run, and having more people like you and Stoops and Savix and all these guys migrate over to Lost Ark, it just it's just beneficial for everyone that's in the Lost Ark space, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, I
yeah.
really appreciate you doing that too. I mean, because like I said, it's fun to play a new game, but it's also fun to be part of a new community. Because I think especially there's like a lot of really cool people creating content, and it's fun to meet you too. And it's also a situation where a lot of times with new games, um, I like that excitement, I like that positivity, I like that enjoyment of a new game, and I'd like to keep that going. And I think Lost Ark had a tremendously awesome launch, and I feel like there has been that like beginning of like, ooh, do we like this about the game? And it's like,
Mm,
ooh, what's going on? But I feel like for the most part, Lost Ark is just pumping. It's just doing
yeah.
good. People
Yeah.
who love it are gonna keep loving it. People who maybe not super into it might move on. But I think that it's a game that can actually like have its launch, and then it has it's post launch, and then it maybe can actually grow after that.
Sure.
And I'm excited about that
Yeah.
possibility. But yeah, being part of the community is awesome. And like I said, I appreciate your kind words on my content, but I also appreciate what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Just from one content creator to another to say, hey, I'm trying to bring you into this, and I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's,
a
that's
hundred
something I
hundred
want to be part
percent.
of. So thanks, man.
No, no worries. Like you're obviously known amongst like the WoW guys that have come in, like Savix and Stoops and whatnot, and
Yeah.
I definitely want to have our other circle like know about you too, because a lot of people
Yeah.
are ignorant to WoW content creators because
And that's
everyone's
fine.
yeah
And
yeah
I don't think I probably know a lot of like the big banger heavy hitter Lost Ark people, other than who you just
yeah
see like on the top of the Twitch section.
yeah
But there's like a lot of really cool people. Like, I just sort of was randomly browsing Lost Ark, you know, and was like looking for people who do PvP, and I randomly found DJ Montague, and I was like, oh, this guy looks
yeah.
cool. He seems to be kind of a gamer. And now
Yeah.
he's somebody who I'm actually going to be competing in the tournament tomorrow with.
You've got a
So it's like,
really good paladin on your team. So like,
yeah, I,
yeah.
I gotta I gotta like really try not to feed too hard so I can let my two teammates pop off.
Yeah. So all right, let's go with that then. I definitely want to
Okay.
talk to you about Lost Ark generally speaking, but you
Yeah.
are playing in the tournament
Yeah.
tomorrow or in 2 days, wherever the time zone is. I don't
Yeah.
know what time or day it is
Tomorrow.
anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be casting it, and you're gonna be participating in it, and you've got
Yeah, it'd be fun.
you got a stacked team. You've got one of the best pallies that's supporting you, and
Yeah.
I don't personally know Odie. I know a lot of PvPers. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
this, but I actually came onto the Lost Ark scene through PvP content.
Nice.
And then I just kind of transitioned because, PvE is great and well, PvP.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, so, but yeah,
PvP is definitely like my main thing for like WoW for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
But I mean, I just like action RPG games, and like I think I do like the Korean MMO style where it's like you just grind and
grinding.
progress, and
Yeah. What
I
do you,
actually really like that.
okay, so you're a big arena guy.
Yeah.
What do you think about the PvP in Lost Ark?
Um,
The arena
it's
PvP.
it's definitely not like WoW Arena in the same way, but there are. I also have like I completely understand that I have like 10 plus years of WoW experience, and I'm like like a month into this game, right? Like
Yeah.
I probably have less than 10 hours played of PvP. Well, maybe not. Maybe around that.
Yeah.
I have 10 years of over 10 years of WoW experience,
Right.
and maybe a little over 10
Right.
hours of Lost Ark PvP experience. So like my understanding is probably like not nearly the same.
Sure.
But from a new player's perspective, I mean, the game is really really fun, and there's some things that are like WoW Arena, but for a
Mhm.
lot of it, it's like kind of like a fighting game more than anything else, with like the
Yeah.
spacing and the timing and different sort of moves that beat other moves in terms of like which one's going to CC you, right? So that's pretty different. But I think that as time goes on, as I learn more from like people like my teammates who know what they're doing, it actually probably is going to seem a little bit more like WoW Arena over time. But I mean,
Mhm. Mhm.
like my first impression is it's really really fun, and it has like some pretty serious skill cap to it, which makes me want to play more of it and get good at it.
Sure.
And I'm not, even though I'm like a 1600 rated noob, it's like I'm not super worried about my rating at this point. Like what I want to do is like just learn the game and like
Learn the
pop
game.
off. Like,
Absolutely.
like make good plays, and then the rating will come. Because like I said, even though I'm new to Lost Ark, I'm not necessarily new to like grinding rating in a game. And
Sure.
even with WoW, it's like you're being hyper focused about your rating doesn't really matter. What you need to do is like get good,
Get good.
and
Yeah.
then the rating will improve over time,
Sure.
regardless. So
Sure.
yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
I mean, in short, it's been a blast so far. Really like it.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to the tournament? How do you guys think you're gonna fare?
I have no idea. I mean, I feel like we have really like I have like some insane teammates, but I think that there's also like a lot of really good players who are going to be in there. So we'll see. I think, like I was saying, I was like half joking. I just got to make sure I don't feed too hard.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta like try to contribute to my team in some sort of way where I'm helpful and not in their way. But I think we can do that. And I've been working on getting more comfortable in PvP. I just got to like get like maybe like a good solid 2-3 hour warm up session in for the tournament, then we'll be fine.
2 to 3 hour warm-up session? Jeez.
Yeah, it usually takes me about that long to get it going.
Gosh.
So that's what I was noticing last night. I was like, damn, it took me about 2 hours to get in rhythm here. Better fire it up a little early tomorrow. You gotta get warmed up.
So you're playing Zerker, right? You're playing Zerker. Do you play any other classes or?
Well, I like Paladin and I like Deathblade, but it's like, wait a second. There's no class stacking, so I'm definitely not taking Paladin away from DJ, and I'm absolutely not taking Deathblade away from Odie. So I may as well just play what I'm most comfortable on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's pretty good.
And you know, I got to stay true to my Zerker roots, man.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, Zerker and Lost Ark is a really interesting class. It's like it's got like an S tier kit, but like the fucking cooldowns is what really just kind of
the cooldowns and the mana.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do we even have mana?
Why do we even have?
You don't need I mean, maybe you do need magical power to swing around a 900-pound sword, but I mean, like, you don't need mana. It's just ridiculous.
Oh man.
But it is what it is. Like, I don't know. Like, you're just this like furious berserker wielding a 9-foot tall sword, and you're spending half of the game just kind of running away, being like, I would love to help you, but I have no abilities, and if I had abilities, I can't use them because I don't have any mana. So I'll see you guys in about 30 seconds. You know, it's kind of weird, but when you do like land that like charge, stomp, red dust, boom, boom, finishing strike combo, the dunks, it's like, okay, the dunk and chunk technique is you gotta love that. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Have you been studying a lot in the PvP, or are you just kind of playing it on your own and then just figuring it out as you go along?
No, I've been trying to study a little bit. Like, I've been trying to, like, you know, if I have time while I'm like messing with my, you know, YouTube stuff or business stuff, or like I wrap up my stream for the night, I'm trying to get like a little snack before bed, I'll usually turn on, you know, some streams. Like last night I hosted a PvP Shakin, and he's like a Japanese and a West GM. So that was pretty sick watching him play. That was silky smooth Berserker gameplay on that one. But yeah, so I try to study a little bit. Like my thing is like, I'm not really talented at anything in particular. I'm not really like just naturally good at like games or anything like that. But the one thing that I do have going for me is I have like the willingness and the ability to like grind and like study and learn and try to like improve slowly over time. And so I feel like that's serving me well.
So Tom Brady
no.
So Tom Brady. Tom
Brady don't think so.
Tom Brady was nothing impressive. Like he was like nothing, nobody. And then but it was his hard work and will and determination and his confidence in his ability to get the job done. And you know, he's Tom Brady. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, but I'm not quite the old Tom Brady. I might be like the fourth string D-League quarterback, but you know, I put in that study.
He was third string at one point, you know? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, let me get a couple world championships under my belt, and then we can start talking about whether I'm Tom Brady or not. But yeah, that'll. I appreciate you pumping me up though. But yeah, that's kind of the style. So definitely try to put some study in. Definitely try to put some reps in the arena.
Right.
To be slightly less of a noob. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what our chances look like because I just don't know who all's in the tournament. But I mean, I have some big banger teammates, and if I don't hold them back too hard, we could probably get up there. You know?
Yeah, I think I think like because I'm pretty sure we could talk about the field now since they've announced everyone, right?
Have they announced everybody?
Yeah. They've tweeted all the teams now. They haven't like they didn't announce every single person on each team. They just announced the captains. So I'm pretty sure it's public now. But
well, hey, you're the caster. I'm just a competitor, bro. Like if we break into it's on you, bro. You made me.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure.
Forced me to. He brought me on his podcast and forced me to do it. So that's on you.
Exclusive here, guys.
They're tearing up the contract as we speak.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No, it's like, to be perfectly honest, I think there is definitely a lot of talent that's playing, but the thing is it's scattered. Like, for example, like there's like one or two GMs on one team, but then their third is someone that's never played the game before. And let me tell you, and you probably know this by now,
that's me.
No, I'm like, you've actually played some games and doing some, like some people like have literally like are installing today.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So like, And, I mean, you got those guys. Yeah,
welcome to Lost Ark, baby. Get shit on.
Let me.
You know, like
So
that's what's gonna happen.
Here I'll throw you a bone, Bajheera. I think you guys. I think if you show up, then you've got a chance to make it, like, to make a run. But I will say that the team to beat, in my opinion, the team to my, like, you know, off, like, I guess this is on the record, but like off the record, right?
Yeah.
The team to beat, in my opinion, after I saw the entire roster for all the teams, is probably Saints team.
Saints team, okay.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think,
given all the factors, because, like, for example,
my
Blinks,
boy Sony though.
yeah,
you know Sony?
yeah, and that team, in my opinion, is definitely also a top runner. But the issue with that team is that they have, I mean, all right, one of the pros is, like, they've got the #1 player, right, across multiple seasons, across all regions. But he's playing.
Good teammate to have.
He is, but he's playing from Europe, and he's going to be playing with 220 ping, and that's a big deal. Trust me.
But when you're that good, you're already playing in the future anyway, right? Like, it just evens out.
Yeah, but like Saints team, he's got a couple of grandmasters on that team with good ping.
Okay.
So it's kind of like we don't know. Like, Sony, I think Sony's
Saints
team,
been playing for a while. What's Saints PvP experience?
Saints pretty good. Like, I don't he's not a grandmaster level player, but he's definitely a solid player.
Right?
Yeah, he's a solid player, very good, and his teammates are good players as well. So it's like, it's gonna be fun. I have no idea. I'm just saying, like,
if it puts on like a good show for the audience, that'll be fun too. And it's just cool to be a part of, because I mean, like, this tournament, I mean, it sounds like it's gonna be competitive because they have like some good players, but I mean, like, they you know, this is mostly to probably show off Lost Ark and like have fun, you know what I mean?
For sure.
But no, you always want to compete as, you know, as a competitor, you want to show out, you know?
Absolutely. You know, well, I know DJ is pretty competitive. He plays a very solid pally, and Odie's got a fantastic
DJ's really been he's been roasting me in Discord about how bad I am. Honestly, it's kind of emotionally scarring, but other than that, you know.
What's he been saying to you?
No, he's not. He's been great. He's been very, very, like, helpful and sweet about you know, just queuing up and having fun. Right. But he's definitely been giving me like some tips on how to fit into our team comp and stuff. So that's been good.
Sure.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am. I have no idea like who's playing who and what, but
I mean, we'll find out. I imagine, like, maybe, you know, if it's double a limb, I'm probably fighting, you know, go into the losers bracket if you lose, winners bracket if you win, that kind of thing. So probably get a chance to fight a few teams.
Yeah. I think you guys will do pretty well, to be honest. I think you guys will do pretty well.
I just have to ascend. I just have to pop off.
Yeah, you
become the Zerker god I was destined to be,
man. Are you gonna make it, like, so Lost Ark obviously has fantastic PvE. Like, do you see yourself because, like, in WoW you're more of a PvP guy, right? I'm sure you've done your fair share of PvE, however.
Yeah, I don't mind raiding. I think as I've gotten older and more boomer, I actually enjoy PvE more.
Right.
But not more than PvP necessarily, but more just
for Lost Ark though, do you think you're gonna be considered a PvP streamer or PvE streamer, or just like kind of both?
Well, like, I want to do more PvP, but these dailies ain't gonna do themselves, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I do enjoy the honing games, and I like hitting the boss, you know, for millions of damage. So, I mean, I feel like my intention is always to move towards PvP. Like, I want to get the PvE stuff is like fun, but it's mostly like I want to knock this stuff out at some point during the week so that I can do more PvP. So
sure.
Hopefully people just dig it for just, you know, whatever we're up to. But yeah, I think the PvP is always like the focus. People log into the stream and they're like, "Yo, we doing PvP today?" I'm like, "That's the plan."
Yeah,
but we gotta do these days.
You gotta do the work. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, PvP in Lost Ark for NA for the West, I feel like for me it's so in the air. You know what I mean? It's like,
really?
Yeah, like, just where it's gonna go, because, like, you've got a big demand. Obviously, a lot of people enjoy. I think it's fun, and you have a big demand. A lot of people are playing.
Well, do you mean West as in like NA?
NAEU, yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if you meant like NA West in particular. Okay.
Sorry. Oh no, sorry. In the West compared to like Korea and like the East. Yeah. So, because you've got like all these leagues and stuff, and all these people like sponsoring events, and it looks very promising. So I think it'll be really interesting to see what PvP is like, in the West, not NA West, but in the West compared to
Right.
East. Because like in the East, it was like they have the Royal Roaders tournament, and that was pretty much it. Although they are now trying to push PvP a little bit more, so I guess we'll
Cool.
see. But
Well, it's so interesting because like coming from WoW, what's funny is that so many like people in WoW, like some of the big like community desires were like that you hear are like, hey, we wanted solo queue.
mm,
And gear is kind of a pain in the butt to get because there's like a certain amount of gear that you need to be at in order to be competitive in PvP. And in order to be actually competitive for real, you need to have the best gear.
mm.
And that's kind of something that some people don't like about WoW. And in this game, it's like gear, you don't have to be max level.
Yeah,
like you just
20,
like you don't have to do any, you don't have to do anything. You just gotta
Nothing.
go take over Lutera Castle and you're ready to queue PvP.
Ready to push that
And
rating. Yeah.
and guess what? The only way to queue rated is solo queue. So, but
Yeah.
then of course in this game now people are like, yeah, we want pre-made queue.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. What
it's kind of funny how that works.
So like there are obvious downsides to having pre-made
Yeah.
queues, rated queues. I mean,
Right.
you know
Yeah.
better than anyone, right? Like
Yeah,
what is your thoughts?
Rogue Mage Priest has been busted for generations. Archer will be asking me, he'll be asking me, "Hey, Dad, can you help me with my math homework?" And how the hell do I beat a Rogue Mage Priest? It's like, I don't know, son, but I can maybe help you with that math homework.
Do you think
But
it's
yeah,
better
it's
that
like-
they don't add team queue?
Once again,
What do you think?
I've been playing Lost Ark for like a month, so my opinion is like different than people who have been playing for a long time and know the ins and
Sure.
outs. I think that it's pretty fun to just be able to just log in, fire up solo queue, and have that be what PvP is.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if it would expand people's enjoyment of the game to have things like ranked 1v1, that'd be pretty sick. Blade and Soul had that, and I really liked it,
yeah.
and I thought this game was gonna have it, but it doesn't. And if pre-made queue was a thing, that could be fun too. I don't know if those things like you have to wonder like is the amount of people that would bring into the PvP scene enough to outweigh the fact that you are now splitting up your 3v3 queues
Right.
with pre-made and potentially 1v1? Would that be worth it? And maybe. I think more content is generally good, but I also like the fact that like there is a simplicity to the fact that it's like, yeah, if you want to do rated PvP, it's solo queue, 3v3, TDM. That's all there is to it. Queue it up.
Right.
And that is kind of nice, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think 1v1 would be cool, but specifically the question was about pre-made queue, and the first thing that pops into my mind, one is splitting the player base, two is like, yeah, you're gonna be fighting like double support, Sork double
Yeah.
support, artillerist, or you're gonna be fighting artillerist, support Sork every game, which you already do. But
Yeah, like,
that
I
happens a
don't-
lot anyway.
I have no idea what this matchmaking is like. Like I don't know what it's like for other like DPS players, but
Yeah.
I tried queuing a bit. Like for me, I can't play rated because the ping is too high, right? But like
Oh, okay.
I did try, and the matchmaking was ridiculous. Like I think I had like 10 consecutive games where the other team had a paladin, or
Yeah.
at the very least a paladin plus maybe either another support or an artillerist, and my team was just triple DPS.
Right,
It
so
was
I think that's
like,
like
oh my God.
the one thing that I think would be fairly easy to do that doesn't really affect anything in a big way is if there are 6 players queued in, 2 of them are support, don't put them on the same team.
Right.
Like if one team has a support, one team doesn't have a support, that's fine. But if there's 2 supports in the lobby, don't have them on the same team. That's like
Right.
the one thing.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like I think that I don't know. I'm looking at your chat too, and I see fishing. It would definitely be annoying for higher rated players to split the queues even more, especially if they're going to continue to like get match made with potatoes like me. Like they're like, oh god, I got this silver guy in my group. Oh no, and they're like facing like a full team of grandmasters, and then it's like, hey guys, I just picked up the game. Is this fun? And they're like, oh god, not like this. And I'm like, then it's just me, just berserker, just I'm going in. Going 0-7, and they're like trying to push grandmaster, and it's like, what is this? Like, why have you done this to me? I mean, yesterday I had my experience too as a silver player. They kept putting me in these bronze lobbies that I had to carry my way out of, and I did successfully. It is what it is. Like so
yeah.
just generally in a game like this, PvP is not what probably most of the people are going to be doing, and so further dividing the player base could be rough, could be tough.
Mm.
So having a separate rank queue or a separate 1v1 ladder sounds awesome, but I don't think that the amount of people that it would bring into PvP would offset the sort of trouble of splitting the player base. So
Mm.
tricky, tricky. And I
Yeah,
actually think the solo queue is kind of fun, but maybe that's just like the one thing that I would maybe think about is like just try not to
just the
have double support.
matchmaking. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I totally get that. Yeah, I think personally, I honestly think that solo queue, like if I were like the architect of it in an ideal world, I think it'd be better to just leave it at solo queue and then
Yeah.
like have rated like team queues just be controlled by leagues. You know, like hey, if you want to do organize a scrim it and then have leagues set up where there's actual tournaments rather
Yeah, yeah,
than
dude. I
yeah,
mean, like it seems like there's like kind of a lot of tournaments in this game
there
already, just like
are
grassroots stuff, and I think that's where you take your team to for sure.
yeah.
But and like you're saying, like you're like, oh, but it's harder to get team practice without ladder. It's like, okay, well then scrim.
Scrim, exactly. Are you planning on getting into the competitive scene, finding a team
I
and
mean,
playing it? You said you're in Tennessee, right? So you'd be playing East?
no, I mean, we're in California
Oh,
now.
you're California now. Okay. Oh man, you're gonna have that
Yeah,
sweet ping for that tournament.
yeah.
Oh baby.
We'll see. I'm such a noob. Like I'm not gonna be any sort of like tournament competitor thing. I didn't really play in a lot of tournaments
Hmm.
with WoW. I mean, because the thing is, it's like, does this benefit me as a content creator, right?
Yeah.
And if doing tournaments benefits you as a content creator, sure, but it's also like if these tournaments are scheduled, we're gonna do this tournament during this. This is gonna cut into family time a little
Right.
bit.
Right.
Um, and doing this one for this big Lost Ark event, which could be cool, like that's fun, but like you know, you gotta make sure that the schedule stays tight, and you gotta make sure that your priorities in order.
Yeah.
And if competing in tournament is something I was like super passionate about, then it's like, yeah, we can make it happen. But at this point, it's like I'm kind of better off just like solo queuing, rated, and learning the game and creating good content. But yeah, I'm not against it. I have done some tournaments in WoW before, and it was fun. But
Hmm.
you got to kind of think about the bottom line there, and the bottom line is
Yeah.
like, how does it affect my family, and how does it affect my job? So
Yeah.
maybe we'll see.
That's
We'll see.
kind of like, I talked to Savix and Stoops about, PvP because those two guys are PvPers too in WoW, right?
Yeah,
And then,
yeah, yeah.
in Lost Ark, they're just going to be PvE Andes, they're just because for their
Yeah, what's that
content.
about?
Yeah, they were saying like, TLDR is just, for their content, like for their channel, it's just better for
Yeah.
them to do PvE, they feel like. And,
Yeah,
yeah,
I can see that. I just can't really stay out of PvP though.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
my personality and like my passion is just like I gotta do
yeah.
PvP.
Like,
But also like
Mhm.
getting to meet, the various people who are into PvP in this game, it will be fun, you know?
Sure,
Sup,
sure.
sup, dudes. Let's game.
Yeah,
Don't make fun of
absolutely.
me too. Don't roast me too hard on my newbiness, but I'm, I'm excited to be part of the PvP community.
Absolutely. Like I feel like I'm definitely more on your spectrum when it comes to that. It's just I'm gonna be where Stoops is though with it, just because like I don't have a decision. Like I don't have a
Mhm.
choice. Like if I PvP, I'll just PvP and KR. But like it's just
Gotcha.
because I play Striker and it's just a very
Ooh, yeah,
unforgiving.
Striker's pretty fun.
Dude, Striker's fantastic. It's just it's very unforgiving with high ping though.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
You have like a lot of mobility. Like every attack that you do is like,
Yeah, very
has some
mobile.
movement. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I whiff my abilities with 30 ping, so I can imagine.
You know what it is, like the ping, I think originally I thought higher ping would make it more punishing to catch people. And it is, but like the harder part
God.
is like it's a game of trades, right? So it's like
Yeah.
if you use a skill and then I try to counter it, but then my ping is so high to the point where you
Yeah.
counter my counter, like even though I should counter you, I get
Yeah.
caught. And that's a big deal
That'd be
because
so rough.
yeah. And then sometimes when you roll, you get pulled back into it and the game burns
Yep.
your roll and then you're just really fucked.
I think I've
Yeah.
seen that. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not nice. I don't want to roast New World because I really enjoyed New World, but that's
Mm,
like was my one of my experiences with New World is like you'd be getting hit with abilities that like
sure.
didn't even animate yet. Like
Yeah.
I'd be stunned, and then their stun animation goes off because I was
Yeah.
playing over to East, and it was like, oh
Right,
god,
right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
puke. Like this is I
Yeah,
can't.
for sure. Like it just gets to
Yeah,
the point where it's like, you know what it like if I were to queue up on Striker right now and on a fresh character, right? Like I would definitely do fine because it's like
right.
lower level. But then once you start
Sure.
pushing like Plat Diamond Plus where players are actually like good, um
Yeah.
it becomes like very difficult because
Yeah.
now you're playing mind games, juking, whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's my ping rant. There's my
Yeah, I
ping
got
rant.
that. I'm looking right now at like 30, 40 ping over here on West. I mean, there are a lot of really cool people who play
Mm,
on East, and that was like one of the things I had to consider was whether I was going East or West. But I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know what the server is going to be like. And I know this game is pretty ping dependent for PvP. It's like I really can't, man. I can't
yeah,
risk it
yeah,
having like a that much delay.
yeah,
So
yeah, for sure. Well, you play on the West server, right? You play on the West server,
yeah, yeah.
or
So I,
yeah,
I
yeah,
live in California and I play
yeah,
West.
yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Works out pretty nicely.
So, what other classes have you played? You played a little bit of Striker. You played
Yeah,
Zerker, and
I've got Berserker as my main, and I've got Striker, Pally, and Deathblade at a T3.
okay,
So I played all those guys in PvP, but yeah, I've got the little bit of PvE grind going on too, man. Pretty fun.
man, Zerker is such a good class in PvE that it's like god tier, man.
Yeah,
In our
I love
yeah,
it.
it's so fucking good.
And it's so weird because then you're like kind of like a potato in PvP sometimes. Like, what's going on here? How did
Um,
this happen?
so if there's anything that I would say, because I've played games against like Hit, which who's the best character or
Yeah,
best Zerker.
I've heard the name
Yeah,
hit
like
whispered.
the better, and I've played like Typhoon plays a solid Zerker too, but like the better the Zerkers that I've played against, the more patient and the more non-wasteful they are with their skills. It's like if they
Yeah,
throw a sword storm down, like I haven't seen Hit use a sword storm in the games that I like very rarely. I mean, obviously sometimes, but like very rarely will I see him use sword storm trying to catch someone that has their space up. Right, like he'll be like,
gotcha.
and that's one of the things that Typhoon. Like I've spent a lot of time with Typhoon trying to learn the PvP, and tracking spaces and rolls are just like it's like the name of the game. It's like you'll just land so many more sword storms if you know the dude doesn't have a space. So you're just kind of always watching. Oh, he just burned his
Notes real quick.
space. I mean, we got fishing. Fishing Sloth is a fantastic Zerker. He's in our chat right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I've heard him mentioned
He's
as
very
well.
good. He's very good. That dude
Again, in
plays with high ping
hush
too.
whispers.
Yeah.
That's like his thing, right? High
Yeah.
rated high ping.
Yeah, he's really
Yeah.
like it's really difficult to play this game with high ping. And Fishing Sloth, I feel bad because he'll never have good ping because he lives in
Yeah.
Australia. He'll never have good
Until they get them oceanic servers, am I right?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
The oceanic homies are over here on Valtan with me, man.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
chilling.
they're all in the West server. What
We're
do the
we're
Oceanic?
chilling.
They probably still ping. I think 200, right? I guess it
It's,
depends on where
it's
they're from.
probably still not good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably still not good. But yeah, we're chilling with the oceanic homies over here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So last question with Lost Ark.
Mhm.
So I want to talk about the raids.
Gotcha.
Tell me
Yeah.
about your. I take it you didn't do any of the raids like in the Russian servers or anything like that, or have you?
No,
Okay.
I was very excited for Lost Ark, but I was also kind of like I just kind of want to experience it when it's here.
Sure.
I could take my time with it, you know.
Are you
Not
looking
not
forward
any
to the
big
Legion
rush.
raids that are coming
Yeah,
up pretty soon?
they sound awesome. I've enjoyed the PvE quite a bit, and I feel like with my stream we've kind of assembled like a team now of people where we're like
Yeah.
we got Argos P3 later today, you know, and then we've got the homies who want to show up for it. So that'll be pretty sick. Getting into the new stuff, and so especially because you can like prog it like a little by little, right? Like you can do like part
Mm.
one, and then you go back later and do part two. And you can take your loot and then still do the next part too, right? That's like how it works. You can do it in little snippets.
Yeah, like you'd have to like yeah, like part 2 and then go back to part 3.
Yeah, and then
You wouldn't.
and it's got, of course, the big loot, which is the main focus.
Yeah, I don't though. You can't take the loot though. Like you'd have to like if
Okay,
yeah if you, like let's say you finish P2, if you take the
but you
loot,
can
then
do it
it's
and take a break. Okay,
yeah yeah yeah
still,
yeah yeah yeah. You
yeah,
wouldn't be
you
able
can't.
to.
Yeah, you can't do that for Argos, but it sounds like the Legion raids are like a little bit different though. Like you could do one part and then pick up at another part. Maybe it's like a different group. I guess if you're doing it the same group, it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah,
anyway, yeah,
yeah.
those will be fun. Looking forward to it.
Which raid are you looking forward to the most?
Well, we got to take out Valtan, man.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, we
That's
got to take him out.
yeah.
He's got the big loot. He's the granddaddy named of our server.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got the we've met him a couple times already, kicked his butt in the story mode, and now he's still here. Like,
He's
what is
still
he like
here,
gonna be
man.
ghost form or something? We gotta beat him up once again.
Actually,
He just can't get enough.
Actually, he does go into Ghost Farm in the fight.
Oh, I've been playing a lot of MMOs, bro. I know how this goes.
Yeah, he actually does go into Ghost Farm.
All right.
So I don't know if you know. Again, it's I don't want to say that this is because I don't know. We have no idea exactly how they're going to release Valtan, but if they release Valtan hard, are you aware that to do that you need to be 1445?
I think I've heard that. Yeah, it's not,
Yeah.
but it's not 1430, huh? It's 1445.
It's 1445. So it's kind of weird because it's like you got Valtan at
jump.
1415. Yeah, it's only it's two upgrades though. So it's
Oh,
plus
yeah, that's true.
15
That's
to
right.
plus
Yeah,
17.
that's right. That's right. It's not that bad.
But
then.
it's like a 5 or 10% chance per piece. It's pretty
Yeah,
low. Yeah,
it's slim.
it's pretty steep. Yeah. But
Yeah. I mean, I
like,
think the way it usually works though, like when I was trying to get my weapon to 16, it was like you're gonna get one attempt at this per day, basically.
yeah.
So if you save it up and then you get all your juice, it's not
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah, you
But
definitely
yeah.
have the time.
And you can put it and you can put it to 10%, and then over the
Right.
course of time when you upgrade it, it'll slowly go up to like 15%,
Mhm.
which is like, so you're basically probably spending all week for that one upgrade, which sounds rough, but it's like has
We're talking
have you
about
guys ever
end
played?
game.
Yeah, but have you guys ever played any other MMOs like your action RPGs? Like sometimes it takes a while to get your gear upgrade. Like with WoW, it's like you got to run the raid, the gear has to drop, you have to win the roll. Like that's not a high percentage chance
Yeah,
for you to
it's
get it
low.
every week. And the same thing with like an action RPG. When your gear is sick, like it might take you a while to get that drop
Right.
that gives you that next 2% damage
Right.
upgrade. That's just how it goes. Except Lost Ark does it in a way that kind of just rips the mask off of how these games work. It's like
Yeah,
you
the
spend
mask,
time,
yeah.
you spend time to get a 2% upgrade per week sometimes. That's
Yeah.
just how the game works. That's how
That-
all these games work. But this game is like, I used my mats, I clicked the button, it said no, and like that's not that much different than running the raid
Yeah.
and not getting the drop. You know what I mean?
That-
It might feel worse, but it's not actually that much
Right.
different at all.
That's a really good way of putting it, actually. Taking the mask right off. You're right.
Yeah, it's just the RNG is just there. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. And I honestly think it's more for game because like in Lost Ark, you'll eventually
is.
like the pity system, right? Like you'll eventually if you fail enough, you'll get a guarantee.
Yeah, and in Classic WoW, bro, like I played a warrior in Classic too. I ain't never getting those tier boots. Let me tell you that right now, because we got to
Really?
gear all 18 tanks before me. Like, there's no way I'm ever getting a pair of boots. I mean, like, if I was guaranteed a pair of boots after running the raid for like 4 or 5 weeks, that's still way better than me never getting those boots.
True.
Like, it's really not even that bad. It's just people, it just looks different.
Right. Right.
But it's actually the same, if not better, than other sort of acquiring gear systems. There are people who have been playing WoW, doing every difficulty of the raid since the new patch came out, who don't have one piece of tier gear yet. And right
Really?
now, having a four pieces of tier gear is huge for PvP. Like, you need that, or you're a potato. And there are people who don't have a single
Really?
piece, even though they've been doing all the work, right? And it's like,
Wow.
that's like, would you rather have that than like, yeah, you played the game every day and had fun and you got your materials together and you did a couple upgrades and then got it, or you didn't and then you just keep grinding, the next day and just keep playing the game, keep doing what you're doing, and then eventually you'll get that upgrade guaranteed. Like, is that, I don't know, is it better, is it worse, I don't know, but it's like, it's definitely not worse. That's the thing. That's what I'm
That's for
saying.
sure. Absolutely.
Definitely not worse.
Absolutely. So are you gonna try to push for 1445? I feel like you're on pace. I mean, we got a lot of time.
I mean, I feel like we should. I don't know when all
Yeah.
that's happening, but I feel like we should have time,
yeah, yeah.
especially because the upgrades are, like you said, 59 level piece. I mean, I'm not like intentionally pooling resources or anything like that, but I've
Hmm.
got about 20k blue crystals right now. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, not blue crystals, but guardian stones. I've got about 20k of those bad boys, and you'll burn
Wow.
through them quick. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
I've just been playing the game. That's really all there is to it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
before my weapon, I'll probably try to get like all the upgrade enhancements with like the
Hmm.
solars going and stuff. But you usually get those from like the daily events or
Right.
from the weekly events, and do a couple infinite chaos. You grind them up, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like Valtan is the thing that a lot of us are really looking forward to because it's where the end game really kind of starts when
Isn't
it
that
comes to
funny?
like the feel of it. Yeah.
Isn't that funny? It's like, okay, so end game starts. Okay, you got to get to level 50. That's when end game starts. And it's like, wait a second, hold on. And then you got to get through the tiers. And it's like, okay, so tier 3,
Yeah.
that's where the end game real starts. And it's like, well, wait a second, you
Yeah.
actually got to get 1370 because then you get to do your
Yeah.
first raid. And you can start getting your accessories. That's where the end game starts. And now
Right.
it's like, wait a second, you actually have to get into Legion raids because that's where the end game starts. And I was saying,
Yeah.
you actually got to get to hard mode because that, my friend, that is where end game begins. It's like
That's
it's good that there's always more stuff
right.
to do. It's
Right.
just kind of funny. It's like this game just
Yeah.
keeps
It
on
just keeps
expanding,
going.
you
Yeah,
know?
that's a very fair point. I think the reason why most people feel like Valtan is the point though is because you're right. There's sets of gear. There's like
Yeah,
1390 gear. It keeps going, but like the reason why
yeah,
Valtan is so big is mainly because of just two reasons. Like one, the accessories that you finally get is going to be like your engraving set, right? Like the relic
yeah.
accessories, and then the
Gotcha.
second thing, which is the other big one, is that the Valtan equipment sets, like the armor and the weapon sets that you get,
Yeah,
like you know how right now Argos there's like there's two sets that you could choose. There's like a crit rate and
right.
a crit damage. It
Yeah.
with Valtan you get like I think 6 different sets that you could choose from, and those
Wow.
passes that you get from those sets are consistent with even the ones that are higher tier. So like the play style of your class
Yeah.
is consistent throughout even what current Korea endgame would be. So that's why it
Oh,
feels like
okay,
the
cool.
endgame. Yeah. So it's like
Gotcha.
you may be, you know, let's say you may be like lower eye level, but like the playstyle, like for example, I'm a striker
Yeah.
main, right? Like strikers and war dancers, like we just suck until we get our relic set, like
Oh,
from
okay.
Valtan. Unfortunately, you know, like you guys are Chads with Zerkers, you know, you guys are always
Yeah.
just Chads, but like
Been
we
pumping
suck.
since T1, baby. Since getting
Exactly.
things
It's
started.
like us, we don't pump until after Valtan. So it's like we're like, fucking
Uh,
give us Valtan, you know, and then it's gonna feel like,
yeah.
you know, what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I've
yeah.
heard it was like so like Lost Ark really like took off once Legion raids began, like in
Hmm.
Korea and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I don't with a lot of what Lost Ark is like, I don't really exactly know what to expect, and I'm also
Yeah.
like
But
I'm
that's
kind
a
of okay
good
with
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like
fun.
you know like when I first saw Lost Ark, I was like, oh sick, this is gonna be like a classic action RPG game, right?
Hmm.
It's gonna be sick, kind of like Diablo, and I love those kind of games. And I was ready for it to be like that, but then I play it and I'm like, oh, so it's more like an MMO. Oh,
Right,
interesting.
right.
So it's always got these different elements to it, but as I play more, I continue to enjoy it more. And I've got my first like taste of like building out a character with like, because like
Mm.
with the Argo stuff, it's pretty easy to have like 3x3 engravings,
Yeah, yeah.
and that starts to feel pretty good. And it's like, oh, okay. So
Hmm.
if the those sets like kind of change how your character plays even more and makes you feel like just that much more powerful, I think Lost Ark does a pretty good job of making your character like feel like it's scaling, right? You have like
Yeah.
bigger damage, and then you
You
attack
feel it.
faster, more crits. Like
Yeah.
the progression of the game is like one of like the big things that I
Yeah.
really like. So
It's like you're critting for
that'll be
3
fun.
mil, few upgrades
Yeah,
in there, and you're like, fuck, I'm critting for 5 mil now. Holy shit.
and maybe my gamer brain is just like not that like enlightened, but bigger numbers is like yeah, like
Exactly. Hey,
I
bro.
like that.
We all
I
love
like
the big
that.
numbers, man.
Yeah, give me more of that, you know. So I'm not a tough man to please in that respect. Like I'm like, all right, yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing chaos dungeons. I don't mind getting bigger numbers. This is good stuff for me. I love this game.
So
Been playing games for a while, and this one just is a blast.
yeah, and I'm really happy to hear that. Like, you know, there's that honeymoon phase with every game, and you know, you see guys like Shroud. You know, everyone's like really addicted to it. But you know what?
Uh-huh.
A lot of people were quote unquote addicted to New World too, and now you know,
Yep,
no one's really playing with it.
yep. I had a lot
So
of fun with New World, but yeah, it's like
yeah,
I think part of that though is part of it is the streamer meta, right?
okay,
And maybe it's actually probably one of the weaknesses of mine as a content creator is I tend to stick around with games that I like, probably even too long.
Okay.
It's like you kind of want to get the juice out of the game and then move on as soon
Hmm.
as the dip happens, right? As soon as that honeymoon phase is over, with anyone like the viewer, like it's just like you gotta on Elden Ring, like you gotta
Sure.
do the next new thing, and I don't really do that. I've been playing WoW for 10 years, and
Right.
now I come across this game and I love it, and I'm like I wanna stick with it, but that's not necessarily the thing that you should do as a content creator. So part of a lot of streamers moving on is that's the thing you have to do, especially if you're trying to do
Right.
like variety. Now if you're trying to like really like endear yourself to a community and like hunker in, which is kind of more my style, I guess.
Okay.
um it's different, but yeah, like in general I think that's kind of what the content creator meta is you gotta kind of go in hard, and then as soon
Right.
as the hype starts to fade, you gotta jump ship and do the next thing.
Right.
So
Well, what do you think? Like the future of Lost Ark? Like, do you think this is going to be a game that's going to be, like long term? Like, let's say like 2-3 years from now. Do you think this game is going to be, WoW level when it comes to like viewership demand? Do you think it's going to be like BDO, Final Fantasy? Where do you predict? And it's impossible to tell, right? Like no one can predict the
yeah,
future. But if you had to guess, vibes. What do the vibes tell you?
I really don't want to be negative about it, but
Hmm.
I feel like it would really take like a shift in gaming for an MMO to like super pop off. I think that like this game for me should be up there in terms of like the best MMOs available right now.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if it's gonna overtake. I mean, I don't think it's gonna overtake WoW or anything like that, but it should definitely have its own place,
Hmm.
like Final Fantasy for sure. Like I
Hmm.
expect it to be at least Final Fantasy level or better.
Right.
Um, because it seems like the community for this game is like it's like unique and it's fun and it's got
Yeah.
like really good PvE and it's got some kind of cutesy elements to it, kind of like Final Fantasy.
Hmm.
It's not very big on the story like Final Fantasy is, but it's fantastic, just like straight up action RPG grind. So, I mean, I would like to see it like really catch on and really pop off, but I expect it to have its like sort of like niche community
Mm.
at least. So,
Gotcha. So what about Bajheera and his future of with content creating? I mean, you're really enjoying this game, but I'm sure
yeah.
nothing could really replace WoW in your heart, right? So
Yeah, but I'm not looking for anything to replace WoW either, right? Like,
right, right. Are you gonna go back to WoW? Are you just gonna kind of do
yeah,
both
I mean,
games? Do you?
yeah, I mean, I think I need to play some WoW soon. I've been talking about it. I think I probably need to get some WoWing in going at
Mhm.
some point relatively soon, but it's a situation where like I really like this game, so I definitely want to continue like to log
Right.
in, do my dailies, do some PvP. I just may also do some WoW too, just like probably need to do that at some point, right?
Hmm.
Probably
Okay.
so. But
S-
yeah, so I think because there's new WoW content coming out pretty soon, we're gonna be doing some stuff with WoW here pretty soon on the
Okay.
stream, which will be neat. Um,
That's cool.
and I also know that my audience really likes WoW, and even though I'm really having fun with this game, I don't want to just be like, oh, too bad. I want to show them some love. So, but yeah, I'm thinking that this game could definitely be in there for the long haul, and it could be part of my content for the long haul too.
Okay. Okay.
Ideally.
Best case scenario, if this game sticks around, it's good. It continues to be fun. You see yourself kind of streaming both games, playing both.
Yeah, yeah. I
Cool.
would love that. Yeah.
As a content creator, do you think that's a detriment or that's a plus?
Hard to tell. Um, I feel like, if you do a good job with both, it could be good, but I feel like I'm not really like a super established variety creator. I think I'm still probably mostly like a WoW dude
Hmm.
that sometimes plays other games.
Gotcha.
Um, just in terms of like what people, I think like how I'm seen, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Um,
Is that how you see yourself?
hard to tell. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I don't know if
Sure.
I feel like that actually as a content creator, maybe one of my weaknesses
Okay.
is I at this point may not have a clear picture of my own identity as a content creator. As I kind of feel like I'm just doing my thing, whatever that
Right.
thing is, and sharing with people. But if I don't have like a clear story for myself, maybe other people don't have a clear story for me either, right? So
Sure.
that's kind of the tricky part. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I guess another thing with Blizzard is like they were kind of going through their stuff. and that brought out a lot of negativity in the community as well. And it seems like that's kind of like they're working on it. The community's kind of like, oh, okay, we'll quit raging because I don't like to be part of a. It's kind of a pain as a streamer to be in a game and in an environment where everybody's being like hyper negative all the time, you know? Like it's
Yeah.
just I really don't like that. And that's one of the things that was so fun about New World early on and about this game early on and even now is that people are just excited to play the game and like the
Yeah.
chat isn't about is this game dying? Like isn't this game dead? Like it's not all that. It's like,
Not yet,
"Oh,
at
dude,
least.
it's like, "Oh, what are your engravings?" Like, "Oh, how are you making gold? This looks cool. Have you tried PvP? What other classes do you like?" You're actually talking about the game instead of
Mm,
like talking about the meta game. You know what I mean?
right, right.
And like it's just like and it just feels good to like just play a game and talk about the game instead of having to have these looping discussions about the health of the game based on somebody's Reddit post. It's just like, oh my God, this is so tiring. So this game has been giving me really good energy. It's been like a positive impact overall for me. So, and I like that. Like I said, I want that to continue. So
Mm.
we will see. We will see. But
Well,
yeah, here's to hoping, huh?
what's that? What's that?
Here's to hoping
Here's
that
to
it
hoping. Yeah,
keeps
yeah,
keeps going
absolutely.
good. Keeps being a
Absolutely.
positive
When
environment.
when is that next WoW expansion supposed to come out?
Well, I don't know. They're announcing
Oh, they
the
haven't
new
announced it.
expansion
Okay,
on the
okay.
19th of this month, as a matter of
Oh, okay.
fact. So,
That's what I heard then. Okay, because I heard
yeah.
something was announced or something. I guess they're
Right,
getting it done.
there were leaks.
Gotcha.
Because like
Gotcha.
anything that ever gets put in game files is like hardcore data mined, and then all the news websites like post up their what they data mined, and
Sure.
whether or not that's accurate or not is like who knows? We'll
Who
find
know?
out in a
Right,
couple
right,
days.
right, right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, shit, man. WoW, do you like for you? Like, obviously, there's a lot of negativity around WoW in recent days. Like, and you don't you like to
People
try.
just fuss about anything, man. Like
Mhm.
there's just whiny little babies. And to
Is it
be
as
fair,
bad as
there's
people make it out to be?
who knows? I mean, it's definitely not as people bad as people make it out to be because people make it
Okay,
out to be the
okay,
end of the world. Like that's
okay.
one thing for sure. Is like I don't read forums for that purpose. I just
Right.
cannot with people sometimes. Um, but I think when I log into WoW, I have fun with it. I think that there's probably some like areas worth providing feedback for, and that's fine. Feedback
Hmm.
is good. But we even saw with Lost Ark is like it's like yeah, maybe Argos came out a little early. But
Right.
it's like, do people really need to lose their freaking minds about this? Or can they be like, hey, this patch felt a little fast. Maybe next time we don't do that. And they're like, yeah, okay, we probably won't do that. It's like, all right, cool, nice. But instead of that, people are like, they're making me pay to win. Like, there's no way I can compete. This game is ruined. Taking over my life. And it's like, holy crap, dude.
Wait,
Like,
that's
it's
what they're
not that
saying
big of a
about
deal.
WoW?
Well, that's what they say about Lost Ark.
Okay,
Is
Lost Ark.
like,
Yeah, okay. I was about to
well,
say, I was like,
but
that
then it's
sounds
the
like
same
Lost
thing about
Ark.
WoW, though. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I'm
gotcha.
saying. It's the same thing about
Right.
WoW, and it's like, guys, like provide your feedback for sure, but like you do not need to be, bringing out the pitchforks and the torches and
Right,
try like
right.
marching on Blizzard HQ. Like it's provide your feedback. Don't lose your mind because these are real people working on the game.
Right,
Like
right,
you're
right.
you're actually kind of like a team in this, right? Like they're
Right.
trying to create the best game possible. You're trying to enjoy the best game possible. Like work
Right.
together. And that's what happened with Lost Ark is like people were losing their minds, and then Lost Ark's like they did a post like, "Hey, that came out a little fast. Our bad. Here's what we're gonna do about some of your concerns." And then everyone's like, "Oh, Lost Ark, it's just that's the best game ever," and which is cool. It's good, but it's like maybe we could have just like
Just chilled out.
skipped. Yeah, maybe we could have just like skipped the immediate rage phase of like they're intentionally killing this game. The devs hate us. It's like what are you talking about? They wanted to give us content that you personally weren't quite ready for. They're not trying to kill the
Right.
game, brother. Like it's like woo, like they're giving you the Naruni racing event and everything's all good again. It's like okay, like great, like we could have just skipped the outrage and gone straight to the oh man that came out a little fast. I'm not quite ready for that. I wonder what they're gonna do to kind of help us catch up, or hey guys, we're a little more behind than you thought we were gonna be. Let's get some fun events so that we can grind more honing materials.
Hmm.
And I think that's like a great fix. They don't need to buff honing rates. They made a good decision and it's been good. It's been well
Right.
received.
Right.
And everybody's happy. And we can get to that phase without the insano rage. But I do think that what Lost Ark is doing well as I think that they're paying really close attention to like these podcasts and stuff. Not I don't know about this one, but like the Stoops and stuff, and like what Asmon's
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
whatnot. Like, they're attentive to because
Sure.
these peeps in the community raise these concerns, and then it's like, like it's like they are responding to those particular
Yeah.
concerns. But it could also be the fact that these podcasts are being born out of concerns that are raised on official forum
Sure.
posts and whatever. So, but anyway, I feel
Sure.
like Lost Ark's been doing a really good job being attentive and chill. Because unfortunately, one of the things that happened with WoW that I've seen in my time that I've been playing is the devs used to be way more interactive on like Twitter, like on their
Mm.
personal accounts. They were like chatty, they gave insight, and the players took advantage of that and like abused these people. And now there's what I feel like is way less communication between the WoW community and devs, and you can't blame them. One, because like they probably reined in the devs. They said, "Hey, you guys got to quit talking about game stuff on your
Hmm.
personal
Hmm.
Twitters. It just gets you into situations that are not good." And two, it's like anytime, like I guarantee that if you go and look at like any post from Lost Ark and it's like, "Hey, we're giving you guys some free ponies if you watch the tournament or whatever," they're like, "Why is my server down? Why are you killing my character on purpose?" It's like it's just hard to interact when like your community like just
Right.
freaks out, foams the mouth at like even like good things. So it's just you have to remember that the interaction that you have, like the kind of energy that you put out as a member of the community, actually does kind of matter, even though you're on the internet and it's anonymous and whatever. Like the energy that you put out there does actually affect other real people.
Hmm.
So if you want to have a positive, like progressive good things happening, like game and community, you kind of have to have like that kind of attitude. You have to be a little bit patient with the devs. You need to be willing to voice your criticism in a way that's like
Mm.
not just freaking out, losing your mind. Like, be the force that you want to see, right? Like that the Gandhi quote, right? Like, be the influence that you want to see in the world or whatever, right? Like, do that even in the situation of like a video game community. Like, don't freak out. It doesn't do anybody any good, and it can actually make things way worse over the course of time. Whereas things right now are pretty good, pretty good. So, this is my experience as a WoW player.
That's some sage-like wisdom, my friend.
Got to do it, man.
That is some sage-like wisdom.
Yeah.
So, I got one last question for you. Before we take
So,
off, I do have to leave here a little bit.
gotta get some
Geez,
sleep, brother.
I actually have another meeting after this. I have to talk to
Oh my
I have
gosh.
to talk to my co-caster after this. I really want to have a conversation with him at least before the tournament, So,
Good call. Good
um,
call.
so yeah, one last thing, and Jesus, it's already been 2 hours though. So
Helping.
we got a couple of new games on the radar, like the Riot game and Ashes of a
Mm,
Creation. Are these?
yes.
I'm taking it that these are games that you'll definitely try out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. There's like no timetable for either of those, right? But I mean, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
there
I'm
isn't.
always I'm
Yeah.
always down for new MMOs. Like, yeah, 100%.
Is there one
But
in
I'm
particular that you're looking forward to?
I mean, I guess the newest thing on the horizon would probably be just the WoW expansion. But
Hmm.
like, it's hard to like for me. It's hard to like get super excited about something that's like so far off. And not that
Mm,
like I'm not excited about it. It's just like what does it do for me? Like I can sort of like maybe try to like hype bait on Twitch and stuff, but once again, it's just not how I genuinely feel. It's like when I can play it, I'm down. I'm excited about it.
right,
But
right,
until
right,
then, it's like just keep working on the game and hopefully everything's going good with with the development of it. But yeah,
right,
I don't
right.
know.
A lot of people are like pretty hyped about like I mean both games, but especially the Riot game that I feel like a lot of content creators, especially in my circle, there a lot of them are pretty excited about the Riot game, because obviously Riot has
Yeah,
had a very good track
Riot's doing
record.
great. Yeah, they're doing
Yeah,
great.
yeah, that'd be interesting to
So
see. I'm
that
definitely
that
looking
will be
forward
really
to it.
fun. I wonder if it'll
Yeah.
be. I wonder if it'll be like Lost Ark controls and stuff because
Ooh,
because
yeah.
they haven't done. I guess they've made Valorant, which is like you're moving a character around in space, but with League of Legends, like that's like what I would imagine the MMO maybe might be born out of is
Hmm.
that world. And League of Legends is click to move like this, and so it could be kind of in this style, and maybe because I would imagine
Could
most people
be.
kind of think of it like WoW, right? Like a third person kind of.
Yeah, I would have thought it would be like, wow, yeah, third
Maybe it'd
person.
be like this.
Ooh, I think that'd be
You have
pretty
all kinds of
interesting.
different characters, that different places to explore. It could be very much in the Lost Ark style. We'll see.
We'll
Because that'd be
see.
interesting if Riot decided to just like straight ahead take on Blizzard. because that's kind of what they've been doing, right?
Yeah, like yeah, it's definitely the, Ash of the Creation. I'll definitely try personally, but like Riot, that Riot game is like I'm really interested in it. But which, by the way, a
Yeah.
side note, did you ever play WildStar?
Yeah, I did. I liked WildStar. I didn't get into the PvE very much. That was definitely in my like PvE's for nerds. I'm a PvP guy kind of stage. So
The
I
PvE in that
only
game
really did
is
the
great.
PvP stuff, which was fun
Yeah,
though. PvP
yeah,
was fun.
because that
But I
had like
think
a
I think
big
what
WoW following. Like a
yeah, I
lot of
mean,
the
well,
WoW guys went to
well, it's
try
because
it and then it died.
people were, at for a long time, people were like trying to find that other game other than WoW for a while, and this just never
Yeah.
happened. But it was funny because like I did like WoW when I played it, but I remember like when like Star Wars came out, like I was just starting to play WoW, and so like that was like one of the first like WoW killers, and like Rift was like the WoW killer.
Oh, that's
And I was like,
right,
why would you guys
Rift.
play those games? Just play WoW. So,
Oh
but
my
now
gosh.
I realize now that sort of thing has probably been happening for a while. Um,
Hmm.
People trying to find that like next game, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
good though, all good.
Well, WoW still sticking around, still plugging
Yeah, it is
along.
still hanging
Yeah.
in, kicking butt, doing its thing.
It's
I
doing
like it.
really well. It's doing really well. Well, listen, Bajheera, I really appreciate you for joining me
Of course,
for
man.
this podcast. I am totally fried at this point, but I was very engaged with this conversation that we had. I'll be honest, like
Yes, did a great
going
job.
going into this, I was like, man, I hope I could stay awake. But then like right when I got to talk to you and hear your story, it was really
Yeah.
really entertaining for me. Like it's
Good. I didn't put you to sleep too much. That's good.
trust me, if you bored me, I'd be KO'd by now. Trust me, with the amount of sleep that I've gotten, I would have been gone. I've definitely really enjoyed this conversation and getting to know you, and I look forward to playing with you, my man. I know you're on the
Yeah, dude.
West server, but I'm sure we'll see each other again, and I'll definitely be
Yeah,
lurking
dude.
in your streams, and yeah,
Thank you for the gifties, by the way, the other day, dude.
of
The late
course.
night gifties.
It's,
Let me hit you with the flex in person for
oh,
those.
there it
My
is. There
man,
it
my
is.
man.
I've been thinking about adopting that for my stream, like, but
You should, dude. Whip them out.
I don't want to get,
I mean, you'll be hearing from my people. I mean, of
Yeah.
course, but
Oh man, but yeah, well, I'm not gonna hold you any longer. I really appreciate you for coming in, and we got the gifted subs coming in right now. I appreciate that,
oh
guys.
yeah.
I appreciate that. Well, we will be actually I'll be throwing you this raid right here.
Aw,
So
thanks,
we'll
man.
be coming and joining you here in a little bit. Any last minute words that you'd like to share for the YouTubes and
Um,
stream?
I mean, to you, just I really appreciate you inviting me on. Like I said, touched on it briefly, but the fact that you're interested in, bringing me into the fold of Lost Ark content creators really means a lot to me, man. That's one of my weaknesses as a creator, I think, is collaboration. But I definitely appreciate the friendship. Definitely appreciate your time and bringing me into your channel and bringing me into the community. It's been a blast. And if anybody, wants to come hang out, if you don't mind, swinging through the raid, or you guys can check me out every day. I stream at twitch.tv/Bajheera, youtube.com/BajheeraWow. Twitter, Instagram are all Bajheera Wow. Got the TikTok going these days at Bajheera Official, but you'll see that all if you come over
There it
here
is. There
with
it
the
is.
raid. But like I said, really appreciate you having me. This is a blast to talk to. I mean, and I feel like we can probably do it again sometime. There's more
I would
stories to
love.
have, more
I
more
would love
chats to
to.
have. It'd be fun, man. But thank
I
you.
would absolutely love to. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna have all of Bajheera's links, including that delicious protein drink that I'm definitely going to be
Oh
ordering.
yeah.
We're going to have all those links in the description below. Please, please, please check out Bajheera. If you're not familiar with his channel, if you're one of the Lost Ark people that's kind of, naive to the WoW scene, Bajheera, awesome dude. If you guys don't know by now, please check his socials out, check his Twitch out, check his YouTubes out. Yeah, we're going to be joining him here very, very soon as far as the Twitch goes. But as far as YouTube goes, that'll be it. Please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below who you guys would like to see next. Once again, thank you, Bajheera. I will catch you next time.